Chapter 181. Four Elements. As if something was stuck in Hao Lianyu's throat, she couldn't utter a word. Qi Huai was equally shocked. As for Chen Hanxue, she was even more shocked. Compared to the others, she was the clearest about the origin of this stone steel, and she was even more aware of the profound zither Tao in this stone steel. When she was trying to comprehend this stone steel, she had consulted many zither experts in the Saint Royal Manor, including her father, but he only managed to comprehend four elements. Moreover, it took several hundred years. But this Gu family disciple actually managed to comprehend four elements in less than an hour. She found it hard to believe. Was there really such a zither genius in this world? The conversation between Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, and Hao Lianyu was heard by everyone present. The female disciple's eyes shone brightly as they stared at Lu Yiping. Sun Xiaofei was surprised. I didn't expect this guy's zither Tao talent to be so high. Chen Zhongtao said solemnly, it's just four elements. My cousin has also comprehended four elements. Even if he has comprehended four elements, it's nothing. Suddenly, the fifth row of words lit up, and all of them lit up at once. When the fifth row of words lit up, the entire stone steel buzzed, and a mysterious pattern emerged. Chen Hanxue's eyes widened when she saw this mysterious pattern, and she faintly thought of a possibility. What kind of pattern is this? Is it the stone steel's artifact spirit? Hao Lianyu was puzzled. It's not an artifact spirit. Qi Huai shook his head. It should be a pattern formed by the zither Tao energy in the stone steel that was activated. In fact, he wasn't very sure if it was. Qi Huai sighed. I didn't expect this Gu family disciple's zither Tao talent to be so high. Hao Lianyu saw that Chen Hanxue was staring at Lu Yiping without blinking. She couldn't help but feel uncomfortable. She said, this Gu clan disciple might have comprehended the zither Tao in the stone tablet before. That's why he could comprehend it so quickly. In addition, I think his limit is the five elements. Chen Hanxue also said, my master, Hanhua, once said that in this world, no matter how high one's Guqin Dao is or how talented one is, they can only comprehend the five elements of the Guqin Dao in their lifetime. No one can comprehend the sixth row. Qi Huai was shocked. Is it Senior Hanhua who is known as the 100 Phoenix Zither Fairy? Baihuang Zither Immortal. In the Netherworld prison, the Zither Dao was definitely one of the top three. He never thought that Chen Hanxue would be accepted as a disciple by Hanhua. Hao Lianyu was also very surprised. Chen Hanxue nodded. That's right. My master, Hanhua, is the Zither Fairy. She firmly believed in her master's words. This stone tablet was an item from the immemorial celestial court, and comprehending the five elements was already the limit. Since even Senior Baihuang Zither Immortal has said so, it can't be fake, Hao Lianyu said. Just as Chen Hanxue was about to speak, her eyes suddenly widened in shock. The sixth row of words on the stone tablet actually began to light up. In the span of a breath, the sixth row of the stone steel lit up. Furthermore, it was so bright that it was glowing. Chen Hanxue was stunned. Both Qi Huai and Hao Lianyu were dumbfounded. Didn't Chen Hanxue say that even Senior Baihuang Zither Immortal said that in this world, one could only comprehend the five elements? Chen Hanxue stared blankly at the glowing sixth line. Could it be that her master was wrong? In today's world, the true limit is the six elements. Right at this moment, the seventh row of the stone steel lit up one by one, and the light was blinding. The stone steel's light intensified. The blurry mysterious diagram became clearer and more solid. Chen Hanxue was dumbfounded. The limit was not the six elements, but the seven elements? At this time, the eighth row lit up. The stone steel's light had already illuminated the courtyard. Even the sunlight was blocked by the stone steel's light. Sun Xiaofei's throat quivered. Holy Maiden only comprehended four elements, but this Gu family disciple comprehended 8 elements? Isn't this too fake? Fake? Many of the disciples present were also doubtful. Everyone knew that other than alchemy, Holy Maiden Chen Hanxue's greatest talent was Zither Dao. Even Chen Hanshua only comprehended 4 elements, yet this Gu family disciple comprehended 8 elements. Before many people's doubtful eyes, the stone steel soon reached the 10th row. At this time, the stone steel's light had already filled the entire courtyard, so much so that it even reached the outside. The mysterious diagram became clearer and more solid. Chen Hanshua's shock reached its limit. This Gu family disciple actually comprehended 10 elements in less than an hour. Moreover, from the looks of it, 10 elements wasn't his limit. Then, how many elements was his limit? Before everyone's eyes, the stone steel's words quickly reached the 20th row. When the 20th row lit up, everyone held their breaths. Even Chen Hanshua became nervous. The stone steel had a total of 27 rows. There were only 7 rows left. As long as this Gu family disciple comprehended 7 more, then he could completely comprehend the stone steel's zither Dao. At that time, what would happen? This Gu family disciple can't possibly comprehend all 27 elements, right? Sun Xiaofei stuttered. 27 elements. And holy maiden Chen Hanshua only comprehended 4 elements. Many people couldn't help but look at Chen Hanshua. Finally, the 26th row lit up. When the 26th row lit up, everyone's hearts tightened. Chen Hanshua stared at the young man in front of her. Could he comprehend the 27th row? Suddenly, time seemed to pass very slowly. When the 27th row was completely lit up, a burst of heavenly music suddenly sounded from the stone steel. This heavenly music condensed into musical notes, constantly condensing and evolving. One after another, strange phenomena appeared in the sky above the courtyard. And the mysterious diagram from before suddenly emitted a golden halo, then entered Lu Yiping's body and disappeared. Those who noticed this were dumbfounded. The heavenly music continued for a long time, lasting for nearly 10 minutes before it dissipated. The courtyard regained its tranquility. The stone steel did not move again. Chen Hanshua couldn't calm down even after a long time. She took a deep breath, suppressing the excitement in her heart. Then, she walked towards Lu Yiping. Qi Huai and Hao Lianyu followed behind her. When Chen Hanshua stopped in front of Lu Yiping, she said to Lu Yiping, "Young noble is the Peerless Tavern's Gu family's disciple. Young noble's talent in Zither Dao is the highest that Hanshua has ever seen. I wonder if Hanshua has the honor of learning young noble's Zither Dao." Hao Lianyu interjected, "Today is the alchemy conference, discussing Zither Dao is inappropriate." She then looked at Lu Yiping, "Since your Zither Dao is good, then your alchemy Dao must be good as well. Show us a thing or two, let everyone broaden their horizons." Qi Huai also smiled, "I'm also curious about this Gu family's brother's alchemy skills." Hearing this, Chen Hanshua did not stop them. In fact, she was also curious about this Gu family's brother's alchemy skills. Lu Yiping looked at Hao Lianyu, "You're the jade-faced wolf lord's grandson." Those present who didn't know Hao Lianyu's identity were shocked when they heard that Hao Lianyu was the jade-faced wolf lord's grandson. Chapter 182. Hao Lianyu did not expect this Gu family disciple to know her identity. After a moment of astonishment, she smiled, "That's right, my grandfather is Jade-Faced Wolf Lord." "Then, do you know Jade-Faced Wolf Lord's whereabouts?" Lu Yiping looked at her. Hao Lianyu was stunned. This Gu family disciple wanted to find her grandfather. "You're looking for my grandfather?" Hao Lianyu smiled, "How about this, let's exchange pointers in alchemy. If you win, I'll tell you my grandfather's whereabouts. If you lose, I want to know the Zither Dao inside that stone tablet." She was referring to the stone tablet that Lu Yiping had comprehended earlier. Chen Hanshua had only comprehended 4 elements of the Zither Dao inside the stone tablet. Anyone could tell that the Zither Dao inside the stone tablet was extraordinary. Lu Yiping heard the other party coveting the Zither Dao inside the stone tablet and said indifferently, "All right, how do you want to exchange pointers?" Hao Lianyu smiled, "Discussing alchemy is too boring. How about this, let's be more direct. Each of us will refine a furnace of pills, and whoever can refine a higher grade divine pill in the shortest time wins. How about it?" Sure. Lu Yiping agreed. When Hao Lianyu saw Lu Yiping agree without even thinking about it, he couldn't help but be surprised. He smiled and said, "Since that's the case, then I'll embarrass myself first." Saying this, he took out a cauldron. The body of the cauldron was carved with stars. These stars were shining brightly. There were exactly 108 of them. The entire cauldron was filled with a faint nebula, as if it was made from divine stones from the depths of space. Is this the ancient heavenly cycle stellar cauldron? Holy Maiden Chen Hanxue exclaimed when she saw the cauldron. Could this be the ancient heavenly cycle stellar cauldron? Heaven Battling City's Chi Huai was also surprised. The crowd was in an uproar. Ancient heavenly cycle divine pill. Legend has it that the ancient heavenly cycle stellar cauldron refined star divine pills. How much is a star divine pill worth now? 100 million heaven-grade spirit stones or several hundred million? Star divine pills are priceless now. Who would be willing to auction it? Even if it was 1 billion heaven-grade spirit stones, no sect would auction it. Some disciples discussed among themselves. Sun Xiaofei said, "Since this jade-faced wolf monarch's grandson obtained the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron, he must have obtained the ancient pill god's alchemy inheritance." He then sneered, "It looks like this Gu family disciple has lost." Chen Zhongtao said, "In the War Heaven era, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord was not only one of the top 10 experts, he was also one of the top 10 alchemy experts. His grandson's alchemy skills must be very high." Zhu Lang, who was hiding in the crowd, was also curious about Lu Yiping's alchemy skills. Although Lu Yiping was the master of the Holy Devil, his alchemy skills weren't very high back then. At this time, everyone had retreated to the side of the courtyard, leaving the center of the courtyard for Hao Lianyu and Lu Yiping. "I've seen Brother Hao Lian concoct pills once," Qi Huai said to Chen Hanxue. "In half an hour, he refined a transcendent grade divine pill, and it's a 7th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill." Half an hour, 7 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets. Chen Hanxue exclaimed. Even many of the Holy Devil era's older generation alchemy experts would find it difficult to do so. Qi Huai added, "Moreover, at that time, Brother Hao Lian did not use the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron, he used an ordinary cauldron." Chen Hanxue was shocked. "Then, won't young Master Hao Lianyu be able to refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets?" Half an hour, 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets. There were many alchemy experts in her holy royal manor, but there was only one person who could refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets in half an hour. In the center of the courtyard, Hao Lianyu smiled at Lu Yiping. "This Gu family's brother, I'll use the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron, you don't have any objections, right?" Lu Yiping did not say anything, and made a gesture of invitation. "Then, I'll embarrass myself," Hao Lianyu said confidently, and a bunch of spiritual herbs appeared in his hand. These spiritual herbs were all tens of thousands of years old. Chen Hanxue was stunned. Could it be that young Master Hao Lianyu wants to use these spiritual herbs to refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets? If one used 100,000 years old spiritual herbs to refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets, there was a 50% chance of success. If one used 10,000 years old spiritual herbs, there was not even a 20% chance of success. This required an even higher level of alchemy skills. Before Chen Hanxue and the others' watchful eyes, Hao Lianyu's right palm shook, and the spiritual herbs in his hand flew up. At the same time, his left hand controlled the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron to fly up. One hand controlling the cauldron, the other controlling the spiritual herbs. Someone exclaimed. Just this move alone was enough to show Hao Lianyu's alchemy skills. However, Hao Lianyu did not immediately control the spiritual herbs to enter the cauldron. With a wave of his right hand, specks of fire appeared in the sky above the courtyard. These specks of fire were actually dark purple in color. "This is the divine stainless fire," Chen Hanxue exclaimed with a solemn expression. The divine stainless fire was one of the most difficult divine fires to control between heaven and earth. It was hidden in the depths of the void, and this Hao Lianyu was actually able to casually pull it out from the depths of the void. The divine stainless fire did not have the slightest impurity. Using this divine stainless fire to refine pills could remove the impurities within the spiritual herbs to the greatest extent, allowing the quality of the divine pills to reach extremely high. These divine stainless fire condensed together at an astonishing speed. Very soon, it turned into a huge fire dragon. This fire dragon actually had dragon scales, and it was vivid and lifelike, as if it was alive. Using fire to form a spirit. My alchemy skills are inferior to Brother Hao Lianyu's, Qi Huai said with a face full of admiration when he saw this. The fire dragon formed by the divine stainless fire spiraled in the sky above the courtyard. As it spiraled, it caused those spiritual herbs to fly up. These spiritual herbs gathered around the fire dragon and flew along with the fire dragon. Then, they were slowly melted into liquid by the divine stainless fire. These liquids were sparkling and translucent like jade, completely without the slightest impurity. Seeing Hao Lianyu's miraculous alchemy skills, all the disciples present were attracted, and their hearts were filled with shock. In the end, all the spiritual herbs were melted into liquid by the divine stainless fire. In the next second, the fire dragon formed by the divine stainless fire flew into the complete heaven star cauldron, and the spiritual herbs that had melted into liquid also flew into the cauldron. Hao Lianyu's hands waved, forming a series of hand seals that were sent into the complete heaven star cauldron. The complete heaven star cauldron emitted bright starlight, and clusters of nebulae gathered and swirled around it. The entire cauldron seemed to be boiling, spewing out streams of star chi. Everyone's mind was completely immersed in this miraculous scene. 20 minutes passed in this manner. Suddenly, colorful lights shot out from the cauldron. The pills are about to be formed, so fast. Qi Huai exclaimed in shock, it hasn't even been half an hour. At this time, the sky rumbled. Thunderclouds gathered densely, and violent winds howled. Inside the thunderclouds, lightning dragons roiled endlessly. Boom! 1,000 zhang long lightning dragon crashed down from the sky, lighting up the Saint Emperor city. Not far from the courtyard, inside the Saint Emperor Manor, the human race's Saint Emperor Qinshuo was sitting with the various superforces heads and overlords, discussing the major events that happened in the past few years. All of a sudden, they saw the 1,000 zhang long lightning dragon crashing down from the sky. Is this the Pill Dao tribulation lightning? I wonder which Pill Dao expert is refining. The human race's Saint Emperor Qinshuo exclaimed in shock. Looking at the direction, it should be the Holy Maiden's residence. One of the Saint Emperor Manor's experts answered, today is the Holy Maiden's alchemy conference. I wonder which genius Pill Dao disciple is refining, to actually trigger such a powerful Pill Dao tribulation lightning. Chapter 183. Only transcendent grade divine pills can trigger tribulation lightning. Righteous sect's old ancestor Qiao San exclaimed, I wonder which disciple is able to refine transcendent grade divine pills. The human race's holy emperor Qinshuo laughed, could it be young Master Qi Huai from the heaven battling city? Young Master Qi Huai's alchemy skills are very high, and he has received many praises. Maybe it's the young master of the Rainbow sect. His alchemy skills are second to none in the younger generation. One of the old ancestors laughed. While everyone was discussing, another lightning dragon came crashing down. It was followed by the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Seventh tribulation lightning. Originally, the experts in the hall didn't take it to heart, but after seeing 7 consecutive lightning tribulations, all of them were moved. Refining transcendent grade divine pills was nothing to them, but it was a different story if it was a 7th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. Although everyone in the hall could refine transcendent grade divine pills, not many of them could refine a 7th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. The human race's holy emperor Qinshuo, who was teasing everyone, also became serious. He ordered one of his subordinates, go and find out which genius is refining pills in the Holy Maiden Manor's alchemy conference. The Holy Royal Manor's expert acknowledged respectfully and left. Just as the Holy Royal Manor's expert left, the 8th tribulation lightning came crashing down. 8th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. Everyone was shocked. Then, the ninth tribulation lightning came crashing down. When the ninth tribulation lightning came crashing down, the sky shone brightly, and everyone in the holy royal city saw the dazzling lightning. Ninth tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. Holy Emperor Chen Shou couldn't help but stand up. Everyone also stood up and looked at the ninth tribulation lightning in shock. Although there are many alchemy experts in the netherworld prison, those who can refine a ninth tribulation transcendent grade divine pill do not exceed 10. Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sen was shocked, which family actually produced such a monstrous alchemy genius? Soon, the holy royal manners expert returned. How is it? Which family's disciple is it? Holy Emperor Chen Shou asked impatiently. Reporting to your majesty, it's senior jade-faced wolf monarch's grandson, young master Hao Lianyu. The expert from the Saint Royal Manor replied. He's currently competing with someone else. So he's the grandson of the jade-faced wolf lord. Holy Emperor Chen Shou came to a realization. During the heaven battling era, the jade-faced wolf lord was one of the top 10 alchemy experts. The Golden Sun sect's ancestor said, Jade-faced wolf lord has raised a good grandson. Young master Hao Lianyu has surpassed his master. I'm afraid it won't be long before he surpasses Jade-faced wolf lord. It's just that, I wonder which family's disciple actually overestimated his own ability to compete in alchemy with young master Hao Lianyu. The expert from the sacred royal mansion replied, it's a disciple of the Gu clan from the Wushuang tavern. As for his name, we haven't found it yet. Oh, a disciple of the Gu clan? Sage Emperor Chen Shou and everyone else in the hall were surprised. Yes, I heard that this Gu clan's disciple's identity is not simple. He has the unparalleled Wine Sage's Violet Gold Command Medallion. The expert from the Saint Royal Mansion replied. A Gu clan disciple with a purple gold token. Everyone was surprised. Hearing this, Five Cloud Mountain's Jiang Haidong was stunned, and a strange expression appeared on his face. The Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sen said, the unparalleled Wine Sage's alchemy skills are far inferior to Lord Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Even if I don't use a cauldron, I can still beat you with a casual refinement. The moment Lu Yiping's words came out, everyone was stunned. Chen Hanxue also frowned, feeling that Lu Yiping's words were a little too big. Qi Huai also looked at Lu Yiping with a strange expression. Sun Xiaofei even sneered. Hao Lianyu laughed loudly. Alright, if this Gu family's brother can refine a grade 9 tribulation supreme divine pellet in 20 minutes without using a cauldron, then no matter what kind of pill it is, it's my loss. There was a hint of anger in his laughter. 20 minutes? No need. Lu Yiping said indifferently, it's just a matter of a few moves. With that said, a suction force from his hand and all the flowers and grasses in the courtyard flew up and landed in front of him. Don't tell me he wants to use these flowers and grasses to refine a grade 9 tribulation supreme divine pellet? Sun Xiaofei laughed. Everyone laughed. At this time, the dozens of flowers and grasses landed in Lu Yiping's hands. Flames rose from Lu Yiping's palms as he rubbed the flowers and grasses. Then, he rubbed them again. Finally, he rubbed them again. Sun Xiaofei laughed out loud. This is the first time I've seen this kind of pill refinement method. It's really an eye-opener today. Chen Hanxue shook her head inwardly. Lu Yiping opened his palms. Everyone looked over and saw a medicinal pellet appear in Lu Yiping's hand. This medicinal pellet was dazzling golden, even more golden than a golden crystal. The fragrance of the medicinal pellet was like the sea, engulfing heaven and earth. Moreover, there seemed to be life inside the medicinal pellet, and the faint shadow of life could be seen. Chapter 184. Everyone stared blankly at the dazzling golden elixir with a rich medicinal fragrance. This was possible? Rubbing it 3 times and producing a divine pellet? On top of that, the pill's fragrance overshadowed Hao Lianyu's Heavenly Star Origin Nourishing Pellet. Hao Lianyu's Heavenly Star Origin Nourishing Pellet was filled with fragrance, but compared to the divine pellet in Lu Yiping's hand, it was incomparable. Everyone suddenly felt that the Heavenly Star Origin Nourishing Pellet in Hao Lianyu's hand was no longer fragrant, but stinky. Chen Hanshue's eyes widened in disbelief. Rubbing it 3 times and producing a divine pellet? What kind of principle was this? What kind of pill refining technique was this? Was there such a pill refining technique in this world? This was called the 3 rubbing technique. Even Qi Huai was dumbfounded. Even the pill ancestor couldn't produce a divine pellet with 3 rubbing, right? How is this possible? Hao Lianyu stuttered. Sun Xiaofei, who had just said that it was his first time seeing this kind of pill refining technique, was dumbfounded. Chen Zhongtao, Zhu Lang, and the rest were also dumbfounded. At this time, the Saint Royal Manners expert hiding in the dark saw the divine pellet in Lu Yiping's hand, and his eyes widened in shock. He walked out excitedly, staring fixedly at the divine pellet in Lu Yiping's hand, exclaiming, "Innate divine pellet, this is an innate divine pellet, ah!" Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, Chen Zhongtao, Zhu Lang, Sun Xiaofei, and the rest were astounded. Innate divine pellet! Hao Lianyu exclaimed in shock. Above transcendent grade 9 divine pellet was the innate divine pellet. Although there was only a fine line between the two, the difference in quality was like heaven and earth. There was once someone who wanted to exchange 10,000 transcendent grade 9 divine pellets with the Heavenly Wind Pavilion for a single innate divine pellet, but was rejected by the Heavenly Wind Pavilion. From this, one could see how precious the innate divine pellet was. Uncle Jiang, is this really an innate divine pellet? Chen Hanxue stared at the Saint Royal Manners expert in disbelief. Rubbing it 3 times and producing a single innate divine pellet? Was there any justice in this world? Moreover, it was made from the flowers and plants in her courtyard. If he rubbed it 30 times, wouldn't that mean 10 innate divine pellets? If he rubbed it for a day, how many divine pellets would that be? Also, if he used 10,000 years, then, he would be able to divine pellets, or even Great Tao divine pellets. Absolutely. The Saint Emperor Manners expert, Lan Jiang, exclaimed excitedly, "There's a spirit inside the pellet, it's an innate spirit. This is the characteristic of an innate divine pellet, there's no mistaking it." Qi Huai, Chen Zhongtao, Zhu Lang, and the others were stunned. If Lu Yiping had used an ancient divine cauldron to refine pills like Hao Lianyu, they wouldn't have been so shocked. The key was that Lu Yiping didn't even use a cauldron to refine these innate divine pills. Instead, he used ordinary flowers and plants to rub them 3 times. "Young master, can you let me take a closer look at the pill in your hand?" Lan Jiang said to Lu Yiping with a pleading face, "Young master, don't worry, I'm an alchemist from the Saint Emperor Manor. I'm just curious about the innate divine pellet and wanted to study it a little more." Lu Yiping nodded and threw the innate god pellet to the other party. He wasn't afraid that the other party would swallow the innate god pellet. Compared to Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, and the others' shock and disbelief, Taurus Longjiao's face was as calm as usual. To him, this was a normal thing. Lu Yiping only knew a little about zither, chess, calligraphy, painting, and medicine, but he was truly proficient in alchemy and array formations. Lu Yiping's alchemy and array formations had reached a point where he could turn the rotten into the miraculous. In fact, Lu Yiping's 3 rubs were already considered a lot. If Lu Yiping really wanted to, he could have made an innate divine pellet with just 1 rub. He could even make saint pills and Great Tao divine pellets. Others might not be able to do it, but Lu Yiping, who had the fortune jade disc, could. He had seen with his own eyes Lu Yiping refining divine pellets with a piece of stone and even a drop of water. Lu Yiping didn't even need to use his hands to refine divine pellets. If Lu Yiping wanted to, he could use the power of his divine soul to refine divine pellets. At this time, Lan Jiang, who was carefully holding the innate divine pellet, looked at it carefully and said excitedly, "Perfect, it's perfect. The innate spirit inside is so spiritual." Seeing Lan Jiang's excited expression, the crowd was speechless. "You lost. Where is your grandfather, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord?" Lu Yiping looked at Hao Lianyu and asked. Hao Lianyu retracted her gaze from the innate divine pellet and looked at Lu Yiping. After a moment of hesitation, she said, "My grandfather went to the 4 Seas last month. As for where he went, I don't know." Oh, the Four Seas? Lu Yiping was surprised. Hao Lianyu nodded, yes, but I don't know why he went there. Lu Yiping frowned. Jade-faced Wolf Lord went to the Four Seas. The Four Seas was the Devil Dragon Palace's territory. Why did Jade-faced Wolf Lord go there? A while later, Lan Jiang returned the innate divine pellet to Lu Yiping and returned to the Holy Emperor Manor in excitement. Holy Emperor Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Jingyi School's old ancestor Chao Sen, and the others were discussing something. Seeing Lan Jiang walk in with an excited expression, they couldn't help but feel strange. Could it be that there was an accident? Young noble Hao Lianyu won, right? What kind of divine pellet did that Gu family disciple refine? Chen Xiu asked. Lan Jiang said excitedly, young noble Hao Lianyu lost. Chen Xiu didn't care at first, but when he reacted, he was stunned. What did you say? Young noble Hao Lianyu lost. Since Hao Lianyu lost, why was Lan Jiang still so excited? Jingyi School's old ancestor Chao Sen, Gold Sun Sect, and Rainbow Sect's ancestors were stunned when they heard that Hao Lianyu lost. Lan Jiang said excitedly, yes, that Gu family disciple refined the innate divine pellet. Innate divine pellet? Are you sure? Chen Xiu jumped to his feet in shock. Jingyi School's old ancestor Chao Sen and the others also widened their eyes in shock. Lan Jiang said excitedly, replying to Lord Holy Emperor, it is absolutely true, it is the innate divine pellet. Moreover, that Gu family disciple did not use a cauldron when he refined the innate divine pellet. No cauldron. Chen Xiu's eyes widened, you're saying that he refined the innate divine pellet with his bare hands? The human giants and overlords in the Great Hall looked at each other, seeing the shock in each other's eyes. Lan Jiang said excitedly, at that time, I arrived just in time and saw him rubbing the Holy Maiden Manor's dozens of flowers and plants in his hands 3 times, creating the innate divine pellet. Chen Xiu, Chao Sen, and the others were stupefied, as if they were listening to a heavenly book. Using dozens of flowers and plants, rubbing them 3 times, and creating an innate divine pellet. Even Jiang Haidong couldn't believe his ears when he heard Lan Jiang say that Lu Yiping only used ordinary flowers and plants to create an innate divine pellet. Where's that Gu family disciple? Quick, bring him to see me, I want to see him now. Chen Xiu said excitedly, then changed his mind, forget it, I'll go see him. Then, forgetting to greet Chao Sen and the others, Chen Xiu rushed out of the Great Hall. Chao Sen and the others quickly followed behind him. They couldn't wait to see this Gu family disciple. Chapter 185. Just as Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Chao Sen, and the rest were making their way to Chen Honshua's residence, a loud explosion shook the entire Saint Royal City. Everyone was stunned. In the next moment, the Saint Royal City shook even more violently than before. An earth-shattering power engulfed heaven and earth. What a powerful devil chi, this is the devil race's overlord's power. Devil race invasion. Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Chao Sen, and the rest paled. Although the human race and devil race had always hated each other, the devil race's invasion of the Saint Royal City was extremely rare. It's coming from the northern city gates. Chen Xiu's expression was solemn, follow me. Chen Xiu ignored the Gu family's disciple and led Jiang Haidong, Chao Sen, and the rest of the human experts towards the northern city gates. However, just as Chen Xiu and the others were rushing towards the northern part of the city, another loud bang suddenly rang out. This time, it came from the southern part of the city. Clearly, the southern city gates were under attack as well. Chen Xiu's face darkened, and he ordered one of the Saint Royal Manor's experts, activate the Saint Royal Grand Formation, gather the Saint Royal City's army, prepare for war. The Saint Royal Manor's expert complied respectfully. However, just as Chen Xiu gave the order, another series of explosions came from the east and west of the city. Devil Chi soared to the sky from all 4 directions of the Saint Royal City, converging high in the air, enveloping the entire Saint Royal City. In an instant, the Saint Royal City was engulfed in darkness, as if it had fallen into a devil abyss. Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Chao Sen, and the rest paled. quickly activate the Saint Royal Grand Formation." Chen Xiu bellowed, not daring to hesitate any longer. His voice reverberated to every corner of the Saint Royal City. "The Devil Race's army is invading, the Saint Royal City is on the brink of death, all human experts must kill the Devil Race. Kill, kill, kill." Chen Xiu's Saint Royal aura soared to the sky. From every corner of the Saint Royal City, every human expert heard Chen Xiu's anxious and angry voice. Even the people in Chen Hanshue's residence heard it. Hao Lianyu, Qi Huai, Zhu Lang, and the rest were shocked. During the human race's Saint Royal City's conference, the Devil Race's army was trying to annihilate the entire Netherhell prison's human forces. While everyone was still in shock, a gigantic figure appeared in the skies above the Saint Royal City. This giant figure was over 100 zhang tall, resembling a small mountain as it hovered in the air above the Saint Emperor City. Devil Qi billowed from its body, and its devilish might soared to the heavens. Even Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the other experts felt suffocated by its aura. "It's the Archdevil Dragon Ancestor." Chen Hanxue, Hao Lianyu, Qi Huai, Zhu Lang, and the others exclaimed when they saw the figure in the sky. The colossal dragon demon lord was the leader of the 10 demon generals under the great ancestor of the demon dragon palace, Long Gang. The demonic aura resounded throughout the netherworld prison. The gigantic dragon demon venerable was the symbol of slaughter, blood, and invincibility. At this moment, everyone in the Saint Royal City caught sight of the gigantic dragon demon lord. Those who recognized the gigantic dragon demon venerable couldn't help but tremble. Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the other overlords couldn't conceal the shock in their hearts. The colossal dragon demon lord was not only the leader of the 10 demon generals under the great ancestor Long Gang of the demon dragon palace, but he was also the third strongest of the demon race. He had broken through to the Plain Master realm many years ago. The demon race's invasion this time was clearly led by the gigantic dragon demon venerable. At this time, the Saint Royal Grand Formation was fully activated. Golden light shone brightly as the Grand Formation's power burst out from every corner of the Saint Royal City. The Saint Royal Grand Formation was one of the 10 great formations of the Hengyuan Plain. It was also because of this that the Saint Royal City could stand until now. Even the demon race's Long Gang didn't dare to rashly invade the Saint Royal City. This was because the Saint Royal Grand Formation's Saint Royal aura could greatly suppress the demon race. The Saint Royal Grand Formation's Saint Royal aura crashed into the gigantic dragon demon venerable in the sky. However, what shocked Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the others was that the gigantic dragon demon venerable stood firm like a mountain, completely unaffected by the Saint Royal Grand Formation's Saint Royal aura. "It's the armor on his body," Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sen said. Everyone looked over and saw a thin layer of dark energy covering the gigantic dragon demon venerable's body. This dark energy was the reason why the gigantic dragon demon venerable was unaffected by the Saint Royal aura. This dark energy came from the divine armor on his body. Everyone's heart sank. The demon dragon palace actually found a way to resist the Saint Royal aura. The gigantic dragon demon venerable stood high in the sky, looking down at Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the others in the Saint Royal City. He grinned sinisterly. "Today, the Saint Royal City will fall, looks like we can eat our fill." Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, and the other experts were shocked. The gigantic dragon demon venerable's true form was a giant dragon that loved to feast on human flesh. Over the years, countless human experts had died in his stomach. Indifferent, Chen Xiu retorted, "Shameless boasting, Qi Zun, my Saint Royal City has stood strong for countless years since the ancient times. We've been through more than 1,000 battles and countless small battles. Even Long Gang couldn't break through my Saint Royal City, and you think you can?" The gigantic dragon demon venerable laughed sinisterly. "Lord Long Gang didn't kill you all because he wanted to fatten you up before slaughtering you all. Otherwise, do you really think you can survive until now? Of course, I can't break through your Saint Royal City alone, but I'm not the only one here today." The moment his words fell, 5 figures appeared around him. Each of them exuded overwhelming devil might, and waves of devil chi rolled around them. Looking at the 5 figures that appeared beside the gigantic dragon demon Venerable, everyone's heart sank. These people were the other 5 devil generals under Long Gang. Including the gigantic dragon demon Venerable, this time, there were 6 great devil generals. 6 of the 10 great devil generals are here. It seems like the Heaven Beast Demon Venerable, Life-Severing Devil Emperor, Scarlet Abyss Devil Lord, and White Bones Devil Commander were really killed. Inside the Saint Royal City, some human experts were discussing. Previously, when the news of the Heaven Beast Demon Venerable, Life-Severing Devil Emperor, Scarlet Abyss Devil Lord, and White Bones Devil Commander being killed spread, many human experts didn't believe it. But now, when they didn't see the Heaven Beast Demon Venerable and the others, they couldn't help but believe it. The gigantic dragon demon Venerable, Chizun's face sank when he heard the human experts' discussion. Chizun's palms slammed down on the human experts who were discussing. A massive devil palm appeared high in the air. Devil flames billowed from the devil palm, and devil roars reverberated through heaven and earth. Inside the devil palm, one could faintly see countless devil heads screaming. Heavenly Devil Palm. One of the 4 great devil palms of the Nether Prison. A single palm could annihilate 10,000 gods. When the human experts who were discussing saw the heavenly devil palms slamming down, they couldn't help but feel despair. Chizun, the Saint Royal City isn't a place for you to be arrogant. Chen Xiu slammed his palm forward. This palm was covered in layers of golden light, carrying the Saint Royal Chi of the Saint Royal Grand Formation as it collided with the heavenly devil palm. A loud explosion resounded. Layers of giant waves splashed, golden light and devil radiance bloomed. Chen Xiu was forced to retreat continuously, and the ground beneath his feet cracked continuously. After stopping a few hundred meters away, Chen Xiu opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of blood. Chapter 186. Chen Xiu had been injured with just one blow. The faces of Qiao Sen and the other experts changed. Although Chen Xiu wasn't a plane master, he had reached the peak of the late-stage plane master. His plane power was 99 million units. Furthermore, the Sage Emperor Grand Array had been fully activated. Chen Xiu had the augmentation of the Sage Emperor Grand Array, but he was still unable to block the palm strike of the Colossal Dragon Demon Supremacy. The strength of the Colossal Dragon Demon Venerable far exceeded everyone's expectations. You've become so much stronger. Chen Xiu looked at the Colossal Dragon Demon Lord in the sky with fear. Back then, he had fought with the Colossal Dragon Archdevil. Even though the Colossal Dragon Archdevil had broken through to the Plane Master realm, he still had the support of the Sage Emperor Grand Array. The Colossal Dragon Archdevil couldn't injure him. But now, even with the support of the Sage Emperor Grand Array, he was still unable to block the other party's heavenly demon palm. I obtained an ancient dragon essence. The Colossal Dragon Demon Monarch smiled proudly. What? Ancient dragon essence? Chen Xiu and the other experts were shocked. Ancient dragon essence was the condensation of the ancient dragon clan's experts' flesh, blood, essence, and dragon power. If an expert from the dragon clan were to obtain it and refine it, their strength would increase by leaps and bounds. Everyone from the Saint Royal Manor, lend me a hand. Chen Xiu shouted. Several hundred experts from the Sacred Royal Manor surrounded Chen Xiu, activating the Holy Emperor's secret art. In an instant, Chen Xiu's body was enshrouded in a blinding light. Chen Xiu suddenly threw a punch at the Colossal Dragon Demon Lord. The Colossal Dragon Demon Venerable slammed his palm down. Their palms collided once again. But this time, Chen Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor only retreated a few steps. The gigantic dragon demon Venerable frowned. Chen Xiu and the experts of the Saint Royal Manor were clearly much stronger than before. Kill! Kill all humans within the Saint Emperor City who have not knelt down. Chizun's voice resounded throughout the Saint Emperor City. The void cracked open, and the demonic dragon palace's army kept pouring out of the void. The devil dragon army surged forth and attacked the Sage Emperor formation like a tidal wave. The Sage Emperor Grand Formation's light shield above the Saint Emperor city shook violently. The Devil Dragon army that surged out from the void was endless. The army of the Sacred Royal Palace and the army of the Devil Dragon clashed against each other. At the same time, the other 5 devil generals that came with the giant dragon archdevil ancestor also made their move. They clashed with Jiang Haidong, Chao Sen, and the others. Although Jiang Haidong, Chao Sen, and the rest of the human race's overlords numbered close to 100, the 5 devil generals were all peak late-stage world lords. With the 5 of them attacking, Jiang Haidong's group was suppressed, falling into a disadvantageous position. A demonic saber appeared in the colossal dragon demon Venerable's hand. A demonic dragon was engraved on the blade. Demon Dragon Blade. The most valuable treasure of the Demon Dragon Palace. The demon Venerable Dragon slashed down with the Demon Dragon Blade in his hand. An unparalleled saber light pierced through the defensive barrier of the Sage Emperor Grand Array and slashed towards Chen Xiu and the experts of the Sage Emperor Manor. Even before the saber light arrived, Chen Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor could feel the destructive power contained within the saber light. Sacred Royal Seal. Chen Xiu waved his hands and punched out. Light surged and a huge seal flew out. This was the ultimate technique created by the first sacred emperor of ancient times, Chen Yushu. The Saint Royal Seal gathered the power of the Saint Royal Mansion's experts and the Saint Royal Grand Array to meet the Demon Dragon Blade. Zhang! The Demon Dragon Blade slashed onto the Saint Royal Seal. Light burst out. Everyone watched as the Saint Royal Seal cracked open. Saber light shot out from the crack. The saber light slashed down. Chen Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor were sent flying. When they crashed to the ground, their bodies were covered in bloody scars. Chen Hanxue, who had already rushed out from the manor, paled when she saw Chen Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor being sent flying. Father! Uncle Jiang! Chen Hanxue rushed to Chen Xiu and Lan Zhang's side. Qi Huai, Hao Lianyu, Zhu Lang, and the others looked at the colossal dragon demon Venerable in the sky with fear. The Demon Dragon Blade has broken through. Chen Xiu looked at the Demon Dragon Blade in the colossal dragon demon Venerable's hand. Although the Demon Dragon Blade was the Demon Dragon Palace's supreme treasure, its power was not this strong in the past. The colossal dragon demon Venerable Qizun laughed. Our Lord Longgang obtained an ancient dragon clan expert's cultivation cave and refined the dragon bone into the Demon Dragon Blade. The Demon Dragon Blade's power has increased by 4 times. As expected. Chen Xiu's eyes were filled with despair. Now, who could block the Demon Dragon Blade's power? Even the heaven-battling city castellan Qi Yuan and Qi Ao sure wouldn't be able to stop the Demon Dragon Blade. Die! Qizun slashed out again, his eyes bloodthirsty. Unparalleled saber light slashed down on Chen Xiu, Chen Hanxue, and the others. Chen Xiu, Lan Zhang, Chen Hanxue, and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor paled. The saber light was about to reach their heads. Just when everyone thought that they were going to die, the unparalleled saber light suddenly stopped without any warning. Chen Xiu was stunned. Lan Zhang, Chen Hanxue, and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor were stunned. A blue-robed figure had appeared in front of them. That unparalleled saber light was caught between 2 fingers of the blue-robed figure. The saber light was caught in midair. Heaven and earth seemed to have quieted down. Even the colossal dragon demon Venerable Qizun was dumbfounded. The bloodthirsty light in his eyes disappeared as his expression turned solemn. Who are you? Being able to stop his saber light might not be a big deal, but the blue-robed figure didn't stop his saber light, but caught it between 2 fingers. The saber light was an invisible object, but it was caught between the blue-robed figure's fingers. Lan Zhang was stunned for a moment before he said to Chen Xiu, Lord Saint Emperor, he is the Gu family's young master who created the innate divine pellet. Hearing that the blue-robed young man was the Gu family's young master who created the innate divine pellet after rubbing his saber light 3 times, not only Chen Xiu, but also Chao Sen and the other overlords were shocked. Lu Yiping didn't answer Qizun's question. He clenched his fist, and the saber light burst like a balloon. Then, Lu Yiping's light surged, and a giant golden figure appeared behind him. This figure stood tall in the sky, and no one knew how tall it was. Its heaven's might was as vast as the ocean, and it covered the sky. Qi Zun, who was originally standing in the sky like a giant mountain, swayed in front of this heaven's might, as if he was about to be blown away at any time. Qi Zun and the other 5 demon generals stared at the golden figure behind Lu Yiping in horror. What kind of figure is this? Qiao Lin and the others were also shocked. This golden figure stood tall between heaven and earth, but its body was shrouded in a mysterious yellow aura that obscured its face. Heavenly Monarch's hand. Lu Yiping's cold voice resounded across heaven and earth. The golden figure standing tall between heaven and earth suddenly slammed down with a palm. A giant palm appeared in space, and golden light burst out from the palm as primordial talismans flashed in the air. In front of this giant palm, Qi Zun felt as if he was as weak as an ant. His face was filled with shock, but he didn't have time to think. He turned around and tried to escape from the Saint Emperor city. While Qi Zun was fleeing, the giant palm slammed down. Chapter 187. Qi Zun felt the sky above his head darken. He looked up and saw the giant palm above his head. Terrified, he transformed into the body of a black dragon and slammed into the giant palm in an attempt to block the descending hand of the Sky Emperor. The other 5 demon generals and other demon experts also attacked the giant palm at the same time. Fist prints broke through the air, saber radiance, sword rain filled the sky, and demon waves rolled, covering the sky and earth, coming from all directions. Lu Yiping's eyes were cold. These demon experts wanted to block the hand of the Sky Emperor. The sky full of sword rain and endless saber radiance slammed into the hand of the Sky Emperor. It was like a mortal arrow hitting an immemorial wall. They were all bounced off or sent flying. The first to be sent flying was the giant dragon demon Venerable Qi Zun. Qi Zun was instantly blasted into the ground by the heavy force that came through the air. A loud boom. The other 5 demon generals were also slammed into the ground one after another. Next, the other demon experts, around the 6 of them, turned into clouds of blood mist. These demon experts did not even have the qualifications to enter the ground. They were directly turned into blood mist in midair. After countless demon experts turned into blood rain, the hand of the Sky Emperor struck the ground. Buzz! The Saint Emperor's city shook violently, as though it was going to collapse at any time. Chen Xiao and the others looked over, only to see the sand and dust in front of them being blasted into the air, rolling endlessly, filling the sky and the ground. The originally dark demon army in the sky was now completely blank. The sky was so white and big. When the sand and dust settled down quietly, the wind blew past. On the ground, there was a palm print that covered an unknown number of miles. Within the palm print, there was flesh and blood. No one knew which demon expert it was. Even the corpses of the demon generals were all glued together. No one could find the corpses of the demon generals for a while. There was only a dying black dragon wriggling there like an earthworm. The black dragon was of course the giant dragon demon Venerable Qi Zun. Lu Yiping did not kill him. Previously, Hao Lianyu said that Jade-faced Wolf Lord had entered the Four Directions Sea. Perhaps this giant dragon demon Venerable Qi Zun knew the whereabouts of Jade-faced Wolf Lord. However, even though Qi Zun was still alive, the dragon scales all over his body were shattered. Even his dragon liver was shattered by the Heavenly Monarch's attack. Lu Yiping hooked his finger, and the colossal dragon demon lord was pulled in front of Lu Yiping. Who are you? The giant dragon demon Venerable's eyes were filled with terror. With a single palm strike, the other 5 demon generals, and the hundreds of thousands of demon race experts were all sent flying. What kind of power was this? At that moment, he finally understood what it meant to be an ant trying to shake a tree. Who is my master? Taurus Longjiao came to Lu Yiping's side. He looked at Qi Zun and smiled. In your era, many people call him the ancestor of lightning punishment and the master of Saint Demon. Chen Xiu, Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, Sun Xiaofei, Hao Lianyu, and the others felt their minds explode. Ancestor of lightning punishment. Holy Devil Master Lu Yiping. This Gu family's disciple was none other than the Holy Devil Master Lu Yiping, who had entered the Kunpeng divine sect alone. Sun Xiaofei and Chen Zhongtao's faces paled. Qiao Sen, the human race's ancestors, Chen Xiu, and the Saint Royal Manners experts were all agitated. The Heavenly Beast Demon Lord, Life-Severing Demon Emperor, Scarlet Abyss Demon Lord, and White Bone Demon Commander were all killed by my master with a single punch. Taurus Longjiao said to Qi Zun. Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sen, Gold Sun Sect, and Blue Rainbow Sect's experts were all shocked. That mysterious expert was the ancestor of lightning punishment, the master of Saint Demon, Lord Lu Yiping. They were all saved by Lord Lu Yiping. Sun Mu, the sect master of the Zhengyi school, and Sun Xiaofei, the young sect master of the Zhengyi school, who had suspected that Lu Yiping was a spy of the Devil clan, were even more frightened. We thank the Holy Devil Master, Lord Lu Yiping. Qiao Sen and the others stepped forward and knelt respectfully. Many thanks to Lord Lu Yiping for saving us. Chen Xiu also led the Saint Royal Manners experts to Lu Yiping and knelt before him. Many thanks to Lord Lu Yiping for protecting our human race. If it weren't for Lord, our Saint Royal City would have been annihilated by the Demon Dragon Palace. Lord is our Saint Royal City's savior. Our Saint Royal City will forever remember Lord's kindness. Chen Hanxue was also kneeling on the ground. Heaven Battling City's Qi Huai, Jade Fan Gates Hao Lianyu, Zhu Lang, and the others were also kneeling on the ground. Between heaven and earth, only two people remained standing. Lu Yiping glanced at Chen Xiu, Chen Hanxue, and the others, and had them stand up. Then, he began to search Qi Zun's soul. A while later, when the soul searching ended, Lu Yiping reached out and took out a round object from Qi Zun's body. This was the ancient dragon essence he had obtained from Qi Zun, and he had yet to fully refine it. Lu Yiping inserted the ancient dragon essence into Chen Xiu's body. This ancient dragon essence is yours. Chen Xiu couldn't believe that Lu Yiping would bestow such a precious ancient dragon essence to him. He was pleasantly surprised and thanked Lu Yiping. This Chen Xiu deserves to be bestowed with the ancient dragon essence by Lord. You can be considered the descendant of an old friend. Cultivate well. Lu Yiping said. The first ancient holy emperor, Chen Yushu, had once followed him. This Chen Xiu was Chen Yushu's descendant, so he could be considered the descendant of an old friend. When Chen Xiu heard Lu Yiping say that he was an old friend, he couldn't help but wonder if Lu Yiping knew his father. Lu Yiping was the Holy Devil Master, so it was possible that he knew his father. Then, Lu Yiping threw Qi Zun to Taurus Longjiao. Make a fire and roast the dragon, we'll eat the dragon meat. Taurus Longjiao smiled. All right, although this little locha's strength is average, it's still a true dragon. Its meat will go well with wine. Chen Xiu, Lan Jiang, Qiao Sen, and the others were dumbfounded. Looking at the dragon archdemon Venerable's black dragon body, they didn't know what to say. Lu Yiping and Qiao Sen were actually planning to roast and eat a controller true dragon? Qi Zun's demonic aura was overwhelming, and he dominated the netherworld prison. He was Long Gang's right-hand man and had devoured countless human overlords in his life. Now, he was going to be roasted by Lu Yiping. Everyone had mixed feelings. Then, Taurus Longjiao set up a bonfire on the spot. The bonfire burned brightly, then he placed a tree frame and threw Qi Zun onto it. Soon, Qi Zun's blood-curdling screams resounded throughout the Saint Royal City. This fire was, of course, not an ordinary fire. Not to mention a Dimension Master, even existences beyond the Dimension Master realm would be burned to ashes. Looking at Qi Zun's true dragon body being roasted on the bonfire, everyone was shocked. Soon, Qi Zun's screams stopped. His soul had been incinerated. The fragrance of meat filled the air. Dragon oil dripped down, golden yellow. That was dragon fat, the dragon fat of a true dragon in the controller realm. One day passed. 6 demon generals of the Demon Dragon Palace led experts to besiege the Saint Royal City. 5 demon generals were killed by Liu Yiping, and Qi Zun was roasted by Liu Yiping. The Netherworld prison was shaken by the news. The monster race, Treant race, and other races were silent. The Netherworld prison was originally filled with demon race experts and disciples. However, when the news spread, many cities were shaken, and the number of demon race experts decreased significantly. Chapter 188. Holy Royal Manor. Liu Yiping was watering the 7-colored gourd vine on Mount Buzhou. These days, he had been watering the 7-colored gourd vine. The golden-purple gourd vine had grown bigger, but it was still far from maturity. At this time, it had been 2 days since the devil race besieged the holy royal city. In these 2 days, other than watering the 7-colored gourd vine, Huang Xiaolong had been comprehending the fortune jade disc and the ancient heavenly court's heavenly steel. After watering the 7-colored gourd vine, Liu Yiping called Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, and the others over. "Lord is leaving." Chen Xiu was surprised, then cautiously asked, "Tomorrow is the human race grand competition. Why don't Lord stay and watch the competition before leaving?" Jiang Haidong agreed, "That's right, Lord, we would like to invite you to host the human race grand competition." Liu Yiping shook his head, "The human race grand competition can be hosted by you all." A short while later, Liu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left the holy royal city under Chen Xiu and Jiang Haidong's respectful escort. Before leaving, Liu Yiping asked Chen Xiu and Jiang Haidong to inquire about Chang Liang's whereabouts. At the same time, he told Jiang Haidong to give Ivan more pointers in the future. Chen Xiu and Jiang Haidong watched as Liu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao's figures disappeared into the horizon. For a long time, they did not move. The Four-Way Sea was located at the northernmost part of the Nether Prison. The Four-Way Sea was the largest sea in the Nether Prison, consisting of 4 seas. It was also where the Nether Prison's strongest force, the Devil Dragon Palace, was located. The Nether Prison was already dusky to begin with, and the Four-Way Sea was even darker. The entire sea was pitch black, like a giant black gem embedded in the Nether Prison. By the time Liu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao arrived at the Four-Way Sea, the sky was already dark. The Four-Way Sea blended into the night sky, exuding a chilling aura. The two paused for a brief moment before breaking through the sea surface, entering the sea. The Devil Dragon Palace's headquarters was located at the bottom of the sea. After Liu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao entered the seabed, they discovered experts from the demon race and other races. Although the Four-Way Sea was the headquarters of the Demon Dragon Palace, it didn't prohibit the entry of experts from other races. Therefore, many experts from the demon race and other races often entered the Four-Way Sea. However, the human race and the devil race had always been at odds. Therefore, very few human experts entered the Four-Way Seas. Of course, it wasn't that there were no humans. Some human merchant associations would often enter the 4 seas to buy and sell things. Just as Liu Yiping and Huang Xiaolong were about to head towards the underwater city, they sensed strong energy fluctuations ahead. Clearly, there were people fighting. "Ancestor Shumi, hand over the Shumi Buddhist bead." "The Shumi Buddhist bead belongs to my Shumi Buddhist sect, it is impossible for me to hand it over to you." "Since that's the case, there's no need for you to leave the 4 seas." Following that, another wave of intense energy fluctuations came. Initially, Liu Yiping didn't want to pay attention to these fights, but the other party's conversation caught his attention. Earlier, when he went to the Guiyuan Sword School, Chu Tong wasn't there. Thus, Chu Tong went to see the Shumi Buddhist sect's ancestor. The Shumi Buddhist sect's ancestor was Chu Tong's good friend. "Let's go take a look," Liu Yiping said. Then, he and Taurus Longjiao headed towards the direction of the fight. A short while later, they arrived at the scene. At the scene, an old man clad in a golden-red kasaya was besieged by several people. Without a doubt, the old man clad in the kasaya was the Shumi Buddhist sect's ancestor, Wu Zhe. The 4 people besieging Wu Zhe were clad in dark purple brocade robes. Devil Qi roiled around their bodies, and on each of their robes, there was a strange image of a devil. Tua Luo Dao. Judging from their attire, they were the Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors. The Tuo Luo Dao was a force second only to the Devil Dragon Palace in the Nether Prison. In the Nether Prison, the Lifeless Gate was ranked third, below the Tuo Luo Dao. In terms of strength, the Tuo Luo Dao was much stronger than the Lifeless Gate. The Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor, Wu Zhe, was a mid-stage world lord with a strength close to 30 million units. The four Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors weren't weak either, each of them had a strength close to 30 million units. After a short battle, Wu Zhe was at a disadvantage. Since Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao didn't conceal their auras, the five people at the scene saw Lu Yiping and Wu Zhe. The five people were surprised. One of the Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors attacked Wu Zhe while speaking to Lu Yiping and Wu Zhe. Juniors, which sect are you two from? Didn't your elders warn you not to be curious? Sometimes, curiosity can lead to death. Taurus Longjiao laughed at Wu Zhe's words. Didn't your juniors tell you not to take advantage of your seniority? Otherwise, you can also lead to death. The four Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors were stunned. That Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor laughed loudly at Wu Zhe's words. His laughter was so loud that it shook the surrounding sea waves. Is it very funny? Taurus Longjiao asked with a smile. That Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor laughed. It is very funny. But in the next moment, his laughter stopped abruptly. Taurus Longjiao had pulled him over without him noticing. In the next second, Taurus Longjiao's palm slapped Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor, sending him spinning in circles on the spot. The other three Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors were shocked, stopping their attacks. Even the Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor Wu Zhe stopped in his tracks. Just now, he couldn't see how the Golden Retriever's ancestor had captured Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor. Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor's strength was close to 30 million units, yet he couldn't even put up the slightest resistance. This Golden Retriever's ancestor was a late-stage world lord? Or peak late-stage world lord? After sending Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor spinning in circles on the spot, Taurus Longjiao slapped him again, sending him tumbling back to the other three ancestors. The four ancestors glared at Taurus Longjiao and Lu Yiping in shock and anger. What, you want to be slapped again? Taurus Longjiao snickered. Seeing this, the four ancestors didn't dare to linger any longer. The four of them sped away. After the four ancestors left, Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor Wu Zhe stepped forward, greeting Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Shimi Buddhist sect's Wu Zhe, thanks to sirs for saving us. It's nothing. Lu Yiping said, you're Chu Tong's good friend. Wu Zhe was stunned for a second, then answered respectfully, Chu Tong and I have been good friends for many years, may I know who sirs are? Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping didn't conceal the truth. Wu Zhe nearly jumped out of his skin at Huang Xiaolong's words, quickly saying, so it's Saint Devil Master Lord Lu Yiping. Wu Zhe greets sirs. Wu Zhe bowed respectfully. What are you doing in the Four Directions Sea? Taurus Longjiao was curious. The Shimi Buddhist sect was located in the Jotian's Great Void region, separated from the Four Directions Sea by who knows how many miles. Wu Zhe wouldn't appear here for no reason. Wu Zhe quickly explained, I received news that the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body appeared in the Four Directions Sea, so I came to investigate, but I didn't expect to run into an expert from Tuo Luo Dao. That Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor is called Yu Kuan, he has a grudge with me many years ago. Oh, the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body appeared? Lu Yiping was surprised. In ancient times, the Red Lotus Golden Buddha was one of the top 10 experts of the Myriad Gods era. Yes. Wu Zhe nodded, many experts have entered the Four Directions Sea in search of the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body. Chapter 189. Who would have thought that little guy Red Lotus Buddha's golden body would appear? Taurus Longjiao sighed. The Red Lotus Buddha was one of the top 10 experts of the Myriad Gods era. He was also the Big Dipper Divine Palace's Palace Master's eldest disciple, and also Goddess Luo Shui's eldest senior brother. Hearing Taurus Longjiao call the Red Lotus Buddha a little guy, Shimi ancestor Wu Zhe was stunned. He muttered, moreover, there are rumors that the Big Dipper Divine Palace's palace master left a treasure map on the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Treasure map. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were surprised. Wuxia nodded, yes, the Big Dipper Divine Palace's treasure map. However, it's only half of the treasure map. It's said that the other half is with the Big Dipper Divine Palace's palace master's little brother, goddess Luo Shui. Luo Shui. Lu Yiping and Wuxia were stunned. Although it's only half of the treasure map, it's enough to shake the various forces. Wuxia went on, now, the demonic beasts, treants, and golden giants have all entered the Four Direction Seas. So that's the case. No wonder there were more demonic beasts and treants in the Four Direction Seas. Even the rarely seen golden giants had appeared. The two chatted as they walked, and soon, they arrived at a city in front of them. The city in front of them was the famous blue crystal city of the Four Direction Seas. Many merchants from the human race would head to the Blue Crystal City when they entered the Four Direction Seas. Moreover, there were many merchants and organizations from the human race and other races that would set up branches in the Blue Crystal City. Lu Yiping and the other two entered the Blue Crystal City. The Blue Crystal City was bustling with activity, and experts from various races came and went. I heard that someone entrusted the Heavenly Wind Pavilion to auction off a Desolate Era artifact. Desolate Era artifact? That's impossible. Who would take out such a treasure to auction? The Heavenly Wind Pavilion has appraised it. It's an artifact from before the Desolate Era. It's said to be a stone similar to a silver ore. It's over 2 meters tall and extremely heavy. Only with the joint efforts of all the Heavenly Wind Pavilion's experts were able to move it. It can't be that exaggerated, right? Do we need all the big shots and overlords of the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion to move it? Some people discussed. Lu Yiping and Taurus Mountain's Mountain Rock. Stone. Only the stones of Mount Buzhou could have such a terrifying weight. Brother, did you just say that the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion wants to auction a stone similar to a silver mine? Lu Yiping walked over to the other party and threw a handful of heaven-grade spirit stones at them. When the other party received the heaven-grade spirit stones, they were all stunned. Someone didn't believe it and bit down on it. One word, toothache. After regaining their senses, they hurriedly got up and invited Lu Yiping and the other two to sit down. That's right, the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion will auction this silver ore 3 days later. One of them hurriedly said, I heard that other than this silver or stone, there is also an item from the primordial era. The venerable one of the ancient era? Lu Yiping was stunned. Yes. That person nodded and said, some say it's a piece of jade worn by the venerable one of the ancient era, some say it's a divine weapon refined by the venerable one of the ancient era, and some say it's a cultivation technique manual of the venerable one of the ancient era. That silver or stone should be a sacred mountain in the desolate era. Now, many experts of the demonic dragon palace, Toa Luo Path, Treant tribe, and Golden Giant tribe have come to the Blue Crystal City for that stone. Another person said, but I heard that the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body has also appeared. Recently, the Four Seas hasn't been peaceful. The Four Seas is the Devil Dragon Palace's territory. No one would dare to cause trouble in the Four Seas, right? That's hard to say. If it's an ordinary treasure, no one would dare. But the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body is enough for everyone to take risks. Several people talked non-stop. Lu Yiping asked a few more questions and bid farewell to them. He left with Taurus Longjiao and Shumi ancestor Wuxia. After Lu Yiping left, one of them looked at Lu Yiping's figure and said, do you guys think that this person could be a Saint Devil Master? The rest of the group laughed. Brother, you're thinking too much. There are so many people wearing blue robes these days. Do you think you're lucky enough to run into a Saint Devil Master? One of them laughed. That's hard to say. That person laughed. If that person is really a Saint Devil Master, then these few pieces of heaven-grade spirit stones were touched by a Saint Devil Master. With the Saint Devil Master's divine aura, they would be priceless treasures in the future. Several people laughed. Lu Yiping didn't know that. After leaving, the three of them found a tavern and stayed there for the time being, waiting for the auction to start 3 days later. At the same time, they inquired about Jade-Faced Wolf Lord and the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Lu Yiping wondered if Jade-Faced Wolf Lord came to the Four Seas because of the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Or perhaps, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord already knew about the appearance of the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come to the Four Seas last month. Also, what was the item that the Heavenly Wind Pavilion wanted to auction him? Lu Yiping was puzzled. While the three of them were waiting for the Heavenly Wind Pavilion's auction, news of Overlord-level experts entering the Four Seas kept spreading. Some old monsters from the Saint Devil era and even the Heaven Battling era came out and entered the Four Seas. The Heaven Battling City's people are here. When the news spread, the Four Seas shook. It's the Heaven Battling City Lord, Lord Qi Yuan, and Lord Qi Aoshi. Almost all of the Heaven Battling City's elders are here. Someone said excitedly. Heaven Battling City's Qi Yuan. Qi Zhan Tian's son, and also his only son. He was also in existence second only to Long Gang. Qi Yuan's arrival made the Four Seas even livelier. But, Lord Qi Yuan didn't come in the Heaven Battling Divine War Chariot? Didn't you hear? The Heaven Battling Divine War Chariot was flattened by the Saint Devil Master's 9th Revolution War God. I heard that even the four wheels are crooked. The Heaven Battling Divine War Chariot probably hasn't been repaired yet. It can't be, right? That Heaven Battling Divine War Chariot had an array arranged by Lord Qi Zhan Tian. How could it be flattened? It's true that Lord Qi Zhan Tian arranged the array, but Lord Qi Aoshi hasn't broken through to the controller realm, so he couldn't display the array's power. If it was Lord Qi Yuan, the Heaven Battling Divine War Chariot wouldn't have been flattened. In the Blue Crystal City, many people were discussing the Heaven Battling Divine War Chariot's wheels. Some even said that Qi Yuan didn't leave the Heaven Battling City just for the Red Lotus Golden Buddha body, but also for the Saint Devil Master. He wanted to fight the Saint Devil Master to protect the Heaven Battling City's reputation. Hearing these discussions, Lu Yiping just smiled. More and more experts arrived in the Blue Crystal City. Nothing happened for 3 days. On the day of the auction, Lu Yiping and the other two left the inn early and came to the Heavenly Wind Pavilion for the auction. The square in front of the Heavenly Wind Pavilion's auction was filled with luxurious carriages. It's you guys. When Lu Yiping and the other two arrived at the auction, they ran into the Tua Luo Path's old ancestor Yu Kun and the others. This time, Yu Kun's group of 4 was respectfully following behind 2 old men. Seeing the 2 old men, Wu Zhe was shocked. The Black-White Double Fiends. The Black-White Double Fiends were the Tua Luo Path's great ancestor-level masters, and also the overlords of the Heaven Battling era. Yu Kun whispered to the Black-White Double Fiends last time. The Black-White Double Fiends were surprised, and they looked at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Shen Jian will continue to write diligently. This book's results are not bad. Qidian's high-order subscriptions are close to 3,500. It seems that breaking 10,000 high-order subscriptions won't be a problem. However, the average number of subscriptions can't be raised. Many of you have subscribed to the first few chapters and then went to read the pirated version. 4:00 in the afternoon. Chapter 190. Which sect are these 2 little friends from? He Shah of the Black-White Double Demons asked Lu Yiping and the other man. What, you want to fight? Taurus Longjiao said, if you want to fight, then fight, don't be so long-winded. White Fiend's face sank. Yu Kun and the other 3 were furious. In the end, the Black Fiend duo did not make a move. Lu Yiping and the other 2 entered the auction house. Because Lu Yiping wore light blue robes all year round, there was a saying circulating in the Nether prison, better provoke the Demon Dragon Palace than provoke a blue-robed young man. Of course, the blue-robed young man must be Lu Yiping. Especially after this saying spread, many young people began to imitate Lu Yiping and wear blue robes. Old ancestor, there are many young people wearing blue robes now. Yu Kun guessed the Black Fiend duo's misgivings and said. Black Fiend shook his head, let's check this person's identity first. That young man just now was very similar to the legendary Liu Yiping. After Liu Yiping and the other two entered the auction house, Wu Zhe revealed his identity as the Shumi ancestor. The Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion staff arranged a VIP room for Liu Yiping and the others. However, the VIP rooms were divided into 3 classes. Although Wu Zhe was the Shumi ancestor, he was not the top among the guests today. Therefore, the VIP rooms arranged for Liu Yiping and the others were the most ordinary. Liu Yiping didn't care about this. Demon Dragon Palace's Lord Long Zongrui has arrived. Tua Luo Path's Black Fiend duo has arrived. Just as Liu Yiping and the others entered the VIP room and sat down, the auction house's experts outside shouted excitedly. Outside, the Tua Luo Path's Black Fiend duo encountered the Demon Dragon Palace's experts, so they came in together after a short delay. Hearing the auction house's experts' shouts, all the experts who entered the auction house turned around in surprise. Under everyone's gaze, the Demon Dragon Palace and Tua Luo Path's experts walked in. Leading the group was the Demon Dragon Palace's Lord Long Zongrui and the Black Fiend duo. Seeing Long Zongrui and the Black-White double demons enter, many people hurriedly stood up. Senior twin demons, please. Long Zongrui's tiger-like eyes swept over the scene, then politely said to the twin demons of Black and White. Palace Lord Long, please. Although the person who came was not Long Gang, Long Zongrui was still an overlord. The Black and White double demons did not dare to slight him. The experts from Demon Dragon Palace and Tua Luo Path entered VIP Room 1 and VIP Room 2 respectively. The Treant Race Patriarch has arrived. The Golden Giant Patriarch has arrived. Not long after the experts of Demon Dragon Palace and Tua Luo Path entered, the patriarchs of the Treant tribe and the Golden Giant tribe arrived together. The arrival of the Treant tribe and Golden Giant tribe's patriarchs caused quite a stir. Although there weren't a lot of Treants and Golden Giants, their lifespans were extremely long. Therefore, they had a lot of experts. Even the Tua Luo Path and Lifeless sect didn't dare to underestimate these two tribes. The Night Soul tribe's patriarch, Lord Yitua, has arrived. Hearing the announcement from the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion's experts, Liu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao looked out through the glass. They saw the Night Soul tribe's experts walking in arrogantly, followed by the Ma family and King Kong sect's experts. Seeing the arrival of the Night Soul tribe, Ma family, and King Kong sect's experts, Taurus Longjiao smiled and said, there are quite a lot of people from the Night Soul tribe, Ma family, and King Kong sect. There were probably 1,000 experts from the Night Soul tribe, Ma family, and King Kong sect. Then, the experts from the other super forces of the Nether Prison arrived one after another. Soon, there were no empty seats. This time, there were only 10 items up for auction. Although there were only 10 items, just the Rock of Mount Buzhou and the Ancient Era Sovereign's item were enough to attract experts from all over the world. Of course, the other 8 items were also rare treasures. The first item up for auction was an acquired spiritual treasure. In the end, it was won by the Treant race's patriarch. The next item up for auction is the Phoenix Flute of the ancient Big Dipper Divine Palace's goddess Luo Shui. When the second item was up for auction, the host suddenly announced. What, the Big Dipper Divine Palace's goddess Luo Shui's item? Many people exclaimed. Who is goddess Luo Shui? Some people had never heard of her before. Goddess Luo Shui is the Red Lotus Buddha's junior sister, and according to the divine scripture, Goddess Luo Shui was a good friend of the Ancient Era sovereign. An ancestral master explained. The crowd was in an uproar. Liu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were stunned when they heard that the second item up for auction was Luo Shui's flute. At the same time, Liu Yiping's brows furrowed. Previously, he had found Luo Shui's broken misty sword in the Jiutian, and now it was the Phoenix flute. Did something really happen to Luo Shui? At this time, an expert from the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion brought a flute onto the auction stage. The flute was 2 feet long, pure white without any impurities, and had a mesmerizing luster. On the flute's body, there was a fire phoenix pattern. Lu Yiping recognized that it was the Luo Shui's phoenix flute. The auctioneer continued, this phoenix flute was refined from a rare million-year jade core, and sealed within the flute is a fire phoenix with a pure bloodline. Everyone should know the value of a million-year jade core. Even if a friend who is not proficient in flute arts buys this flute and carries it with him, it will benefit him greatly. Moreover, this fire phoenix's strength is unknown, but since goddess Luo Shui is the Red Lotus Buddha's junior sister, this fire phoenix's strength must be astonishing. If one can control this flute, its strength will surpass many supreme-grade acquired spiritual treasures. The auctioneer's words caused another uproar. Everyone knew what it meant to surpass supreme-grade acquired spiritual treasures. In the number 1 VIP room, Long Zongrui, the palace master of the demonic dragon palace, stared at the phoenix flute with fiery eyes and said, "This flute is mine." If he could refine the fire phoenix sealed within the flute, his dragon and phoenix true essence would fuse, and he would be able to break through to the controller realm. Our chief pavilion master obtained this phoenix flute from the eternal demon realm. The auctioneer said, our chief pavilion master went through many dangers to obtain this phoenix flute. Our chief pavilion master said that this flute will only accept heaven-grade spirit stones. Lu Yiping's eyes flickered. Eternal demon realm. The starting price is 10 million heaven-grade spirit stones, the auctioneer said again. Instantly, the hall quieted down. 10 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Almost everyone present was an expert from the Nether Prison's super forces, but there were not many who could take out 10 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Suddenly, someone said, 20 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Everyone looked at the number 3 VIP room. The one who spoke was the patriarch of the Night Soul tribe, Yitua. 30 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Suddenly, Long Zongrui, the palace master of the demonic dragon palace, said from the number 1 VIP room, the demonic dragon palace wants this flute. The patriarch of the Night Soul tribe, Yitua, did not speak again. The patriarch of the Traiant tribe, the patriarch of the Golden Giant tribe, and the twin ghosts of Black and White who were about to speak also stopped. For a moment, the hall was silent. Since no one else is bidding for this flute, it belongs to the demonic dragon palace, Long Zongrui said. 100 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Just as Long Zongrui's voice fell, a calm voice suddenly sounded. Chapter 191. Everyone was dumbfounded. Everyone could tell that Long Zongrui was determined to get the jade flute. Even the Night Soul race patriarch and the others had stopped bidding and left the jade flute to the Demon Dragon Palace. Now, there was someone who didn't know what was good for them and wanted to compete with the Demon Dragon Palace. However, what piqued everyone's curiosity was who was able to fork out 100 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Long Zongrui's face sank after recovering from his surprise. He ordered his subordinates, find out who is in the VIP room. His subordinates complied and left the room. 110 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Long Zongrui shouted after his subordinates left the room. 200 million. Just as Long Zongrui's voice fell, a voice rang out. Everyone was shocked. 200 million heaven-grade spirit stones? Who is this person? He actually bid 200 million heaven-grade spirit stones. Could it be the hell-suppressing divine country from the divine land? Someone discussed. Ever since the Jyotian Kunpeng divine sect was destroyed, only the divine land's number 1 divine country, the hell-suppressing divine country, could compete with the Demon Dragon Palace. The divine land's hell-suppressing divine country, the Jyotian Kunpeng divine sect, and the Netherworld Prison's Demon Dragon Palace were all super powerhouses. Long Zongrui frowned. At this time, the Demon Dragon Palace's expert who went out to inquire returned. He reported respectfully to Long Zongrui, Palace Lord, I've asked the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion's people. That VIP room belongs to the Jyotian Shumi Buddhist sect's founder Wu Zhe. Other than Wu Zhe, there is another young man and a burly man. They should be Wu Zhe's subordinates. So, it's the Jyotian Shumi Buddhist sect's Wu Zhe. One of the demon dragon palace's ancestors snorted coldly, "I thought it was a Tyrannosaurus rex, but it's just a little loach." Another demon dragon palace's ancestor was puzzled, "Is the Shumi Buddhist sect that rich? Could it be that they obtained some kind of treasure? It's hard to say." The little loach ancestor sneered. Long Zongrui shouted, 210 million heaven-grade spirit stones. He then turned to Lu Yiping's VIP room, "Sir, you're from the Shumi Buddhist sect, right? Wu Zhe, I advise you to think carefully before bidding. Otherwise, you won't even know how you died." Just as Long Zongrui finished speaking, that voice sounded again, 300 million heaven-grade spirit stones. 300 million. Heaven-grade spirit stone. Long Zongrui's face was ugly, his eyes were filled with anger, killing intent surging in his heart. The experts present were in an uproar. It's actually the Jyotian Shumi Buddhist sect. The Shumi Buddhist sect can take out so many heaven-grade spirit stones? Is this Shumi Buddhist sect's founder Wu Zhe's brain filled with chaos water? Long Zongrui suddenly sent a palm strike towards the room Lu Yiping was in. "You're courting death. Do you really think that I don't dare to kill you in the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion?" Following Long Zongrui's palm strike, a huge demonic dragon flew out from where the palm energy passed. The palm energy transformed into a dragon. Demon Dragon Palace's Extinction Dragon Kill. The Demonic Dragon Palace's Extinction Dragon Kill was created by the ancestor of the Demonic Dragon Palace. Only the successive palace masters of the Demonic Dragon Palace could learn this technique. The dragon chi was vast, and demonic waves surged. The entire Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion was shaking, showing signs of collapsing. Watching this, the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion's supervisor's face tightened. He hurriedly activated the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion's defensive formation. In an instant, a blinding light soared to the sky. Just as Long Zongrui's Extinction Dragon Kill was about to hit the room Lu Yiping was in, a giant fist imprint pierced through the air. This fist imprint emitted a space-time light, and a terrifying time force swept out. Seeing this fist imprint, the Tua Luopath's black-white twin fiends exclaimed, "Divine Time Fist." What, Divine Time Fist? Everyone present was shocked. How could the Shumi Divine Sect's experts know the old Devil Time's ultimate technique? The Divine Time Fist imprint shattered Long Zongrui's Extinction Dragon Kill in an instant, and then it roared as it flew towards the Demonic Dragon Palace's guest room number 1. Watching the Divine Time Fist imprint rumbling towards the guest room, the Demonic Dragon Palace's ancestors paled. "All of you, attack! Dragon Cave Wave!" The Demonic Dragon Palace's ancestors bellowed, and they attacked at the same time as Long Zongrui, pushing the Demonic Dragon force inside their bodies to the limit. As the Demonic Dragon Palace's experts attacked, surging Demonic Dragon force condensed into a light wave. The light wave spun rapidly, forming a black hole in the middle. Destructive power emerged from the black hole, swallowing everything. Everything around the Dragon Cave Wave was torn apart by the Demonic Dragon Force, pulverizing everything. Although the Demonic Dragon Palace did not send many people, every one of them was a world lord. Including the Demonic Dragon Palace's Palace Lord Long Zongrui, there were a total of 21 world lords. Some of them were early world lords, some were mid-stage world lords, and 2 of them were late-stage world lords. 21 world lords joined hands to attack, and the resulting power was boundless. Experts from various forces in the auction hall retreated in fear. The Divine Time Fist imprint collided with the Demonic Dragon Palace's ancestors' Dragon Cave Wave. Everyone watched as the Divine Time Fist imprint pierced through the destructive Dragon Cave Wave. The Divine Time Fist imprint pierced through the black hole in the middle of the Dragon Cave Wave, and the Dragon Cave Wave collapsed. Dong! The Divine Time Fist imprint pierced through private room number 1. The Demonic Dragon Palace's Palace Lord Long Zongrui and one of the Demonic Dragon Palace's ancestors were struck by the Divine Time Fist imprint. Long Zongrui and the 21 world lords were sent flying through the auction hall, crashing into the square outside the auction hall. When Long Zongrui and the others landed on the square, their vitality was fading away at an alarming speed. In the blink of an eye, they were reduced to withered corpses without a trace of vitality. Everyone was dumbfounded by the scene in front of them. The demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zongrui and the 20 world lords of the demonic dragon palace had turned into dried corpses lying outside the auction hall. Dead? Someone in the crowd exclaimed in disbelief. The demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zongrui died just like that. The Treant tribe patriarch, Golden Giant patriarch, Night Soul tribe patriarch Itoa, and the Tua Luopath's black-white double fiends were horrified, especially the Tua Luopath's experts. They knew very well who was with the Shumi Buddhist sect's ancestor Wu Zhe. Tua Luopath's ancestor Yukun's hands and feet were trembling. Could that blue-robed young man really be that big shot? The auction continues. Lu Yiping's indifferent voice sounded. Hearing Lu Yiping's voice, everyone retracted their gazes from the demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zongrui's corpse and regained their senses. The auctioneer was an early world lord realm master. He held the auction hammer in his hand and said in a trembling voice, "Is there anyone who wants to bid higher? If not, this flute will go to this lord." The auction hall fell into dead silence. In the end, the jade flute was won by Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping flicked his finger, and 3 mountain-sized pieces of heaven-grade origin stones landed on the auction stage. Each piece could be cut for 100 million. A long time later, the auctioneer finally spoke. The next item to be auctioned is the ancient-era Venerable Lord's treasure. The auction continued, but the crowd's attention was on the demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zongrui and the others' corpses lying outside the auction hall. Chapter 192. The corpses of the demonic dragon palace's palace master, Long Zongrui, and the other 21 people were lying outside. No one collected them, and no one dared to collect them. During the auction, an expert from the Tianwen pavilion cautiously walked up to the stage with a painting. Then, he opened the painting carefully, as if he was afraid of damaging it. Everyone held their breaths and stared at the painting nervously. The primordial era sovereign was an unimaginable existence. He had reached an unimaginable realm in the 4 arts. Someone had once comprehended the supreme way of the sword from a painting of his. Someone had once comprehended several absolute arts from a painting of his. Someone had even comprehended the method to break through to the Dimension Master realm from a painting of his. As the painting was opened, everyone saw a figure standing on the peak of a mountain. The figure carried everyone on his back. However, an imposing aura of a monarch was emitted from the painting. Many of the experts present were shocked when they saw the figure. A mysterious artistic conception struck the depths of everyone's soul. It was a simple painting, but it resonated with everyone's soul. It was as if what they saw was not a mountain, but the great Tao. It was as if what they saw was not a person, but a supreme existence above the great Tao. That stone seems to contain the ancient fist technique, 100 War Divine Fist. That tree contains the supreme sword technique. I saw the missing move of the meteor god spear. Everyone was shocked and excited. The black and white double demons of the Tua Luo path were also excited. After seeing the painting, they seemed to have seen the great Tao that led to the Dimension Master realm. Ancestral Master Shumi Wu Zhe, who was sitting beside Lu Yiping, also said excitedly, "This painting is a peerless treasure." Lu Yiping was speechless. He recognized this painting. It was indeed his painting, but it was one of the paintings he was most dissatisfied with. Back then, after he painted it, he felt dissatisfied, so he threw it away. He didn't know which mountain it was thrown into. He did not expect it to be picked up by the Tianwen pavilion. Taurus Longjiao looked at the painting and laughed. "I did not expect this piece of trash to be picked up by the Tianwen pavilion. Now, it is being sold as a treasure." The excited ancestral master Shumi Wuzhe almost choked. Such a peerless treasure painting was actually called trash by this 9th Revolution war god? He was somewhat unconvinced and said, "Sir Shao Jin, this painting is the ink of the revered one of the world." When Taurus Longjiao saw Wuzhe's unconvinced expression, he smiled and said, "I know. However, this is indeed one of the most trashy paintings of the revered one." Wu Zhe was puzzled. Could it be that Sir Xiao Jin had seen other paintings of the Supreme One of the world? This painting is one of the Supreme of the world's proudest works. The host excitedly introduced, "Everyone, please take a look. This stone, this tree, this mountain, every stroke, every object contains supreme laws. Every object contains an ultimate technique. Even if a dimension master were to spend his entire life studying this painting, it would still be difficult for him to fully comprehend the absolute arts and laws within." The host talked non-stop for a full 10 minutes. He praised the painting as if it was the only painting in the world. Lu Yiping almost thought that this painting was his proudest masterpiece. The starting bid for this painting is 100 million heaven-grade spirit stones. After a full 10 minutes of explanation, the host began to bid for the painting. 100 million heaven-grade spirit stones was 10 times the price of goddess Luo Shui's jade flute, but no one felt that it was expensive. Everyone felt that it was a matter of course. Many people couldn't help but look at the VIP room where Lu Yiping was located. Such a treasure, surely this existence would be interested, right? However, everyone waited for a long time, but Lu Yiping didn't say anything. Seeing this, the Night Soul Patriarch Yi Tua mustered up his courage and stammered, 100 million. Seeing that Lu Yiping didn't say anything, the Tree Men Patriarch and the others also began to bid. In the end, the painting was won by the Golden Giant tribe for 200 million. The lord who bid for the jade flute didn't bid for this painting. Could it be that he ran out of heaven-grade spirit stones? Could it be that he doesn't like this painting? How is that possible? This is the masterpiece that the Supreme of the world is most satisfied with. This painting is enough for one to spend a lifetime studying. Many people guessed. The Golden Giant tribe patriarch was secretly delighted when he won the painting. Then, a few more items were auctioned. The last item left was the stone that looked like a silver ore, which was the stone of Mount Buzhou. The Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion auction has unanimously appraised this stone as a stone of a divine mountain in the untainted land. It might even be the legendary stone of Mount Buzhou, the auctioneer said excitedly. The stone of Mount Buzhou? When everyone heard that the stone in front of them might be the stone of Mount Buzhou, they exploded like a hot pot. Mount Buzhou was the first divine mountain after the creation of the heavens. Legend had it that Mount Buzhou was formed from the body of the god of creation after the creation of the heavens. Moreover, Mount Buzhou could nurture many heaven-level treasures. As everyone knew, the rarer a treasure was, the harder it was to cultivate and raise it. For example, some heaven-level treasures couldn't be raised at all if they were planted in ordinary divine soil, but Mount Buzhou could. Mount Buzhou was born in the primordial chaos, and its soil was better than any other divine soil in the world. Therefore, when they heard that the stone that looked like a silver ore might be the stone of Mount Buzhou, everyone's eyes burned with passion. The auctioneer saw that everyone was so excited and laughed in his heart. In fact, the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion couldn't verify whether it was the stone of Mount Buzhou or not. It was just a guess, but these bumpkins were already so excited. Moreover, even if this stone was really the stone of Mount Buzhou, it would be useless for these bumpkins to bid for it. This was because the stone of Mount Buzhou was a dead stone. Even after years of research, the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion still couldn't revive it. If this stone couldn't be revived, it would be no different from an ordinary stone by the roadside. The auctioneer talked at length about all the advantages of this stone, and finally said, the starting price of this stone is 400 million heaven-level spirit stones. 400 million. When everyone heard the starting price, they immediately quieted down. Even the Golden Giant tribe patriarch, who had just won the painting of the revered one, shook his head. In fact, no one was stupid. Everyone could sense that the stone didn't have any vitality, and even the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion couldn't revive it. Even if they bid for it, it would be a dead stone. For a moment, no one spoke. 500 million. Lu Yiping said. Everyone looked at Lu Yiping's VIP room again. Previously, many people guessed that Lu Yiping didn't bid for the painting of the revered one because he didn't have enough money after bidding for the jade flute, but now it seemed that it wasn't the case. However, many people shook their heads. Obviously, they felt that it wasn't worth spending 500 million heaven-level spirit stones to bid for this stone. In the end, no one bid against Lu Yiping. The auction came to an end. When everyone walked out of the auction house, the corpses of the demonic dragon palace's palace master, Long Zongrui, and the others were still lying in the square outside. Chapter 193. Looking at the demonic dragon palace's palace master Long Zongrui and the others' corpses, the crowd couldn't help but feel shocked. These were the rulers of 21 planes. And all of them were from the demonic dragon palace. The demonic dragon palace was the overlord of the netherworld prison. They could only kill other people. When had they ever been killed by other people? The demonic dragon palace also has such a day. A few days ago, the 10 great demon generals were all killed. Even the gigantic dragon demon sovereign was roasted. Now, the demonic dragon palace's palace master's 21 corpses are lying on the street, and no one is collecting them. An ancestor shook his head. Could the lord who bought the jade flute be the Saint Devil Master? Someone suddenly asked. Immediately, everyone quieted down. In the past, Demon Dragon Gong Long Gang was a taboo in the Nether prison. Right now, Saint Devil Masters were also a taboo in the Netherworld prison. No one spoke. When everyone left, they circled around the corpses of the Devil Dragon Palace's palace masters from a distance. After Lu Yiping bought the Buzhou Mountain Stone, he did not leave immediately. Instead, he called the person in charge of the Tianwen Pavilion over. May I know where your chief pavilion master found this flute in the eternal demon domain? Lu Yiping took out Luo Shui's jade flute and asked. The person in charge of the Heavenly Inquisition Pavilion stood in front of Lu Yiping, trembling with fear. Sir, I only know that our chief pavilion master found this flute in the eternal demon domain. At least, I don't know the exact location. What about your chief pavilion lord? Lu Yiping asked. Our chief pavilion master entered the eternal demon domain a few days ago. I don't know when he will return, the person in charge of the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion said hurriedly. Lu Yiping frowned. Eternal demon domain? Can you contact your chief pavilion master? Lu Yiping asked. No. The person in charge of the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion smiled bitterly. Usually, only the elders of the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion can contact the Chief Pavilion Master. However, the elders have already followed the Chief Pavilion Master into the Eternal Demon Domain. You're not lying to us, are you? Taurus Longjiao sneered. You don't know anything. The face of the person in charge of the Heavenly Inquisition Pavilion changed drastically. He hurriedly waved his hand and said, No, absolutely not. I really don't know where our chief pavilion master is in the eternal demon zone. Moments later, Lu Yiping and the other two left the auction house. When he came out, Lu Yiping glanced at the corpses of the Demon Dragon Palace's palace lord Long Zongrui and the others before returning to the inn with Taurus Longjiao and Wuzhe. Lu Yiping took out Mount Buzhou and the Mount Buzhou stone he had obtained from the auction and began to refine them. As for Taurus Longjiao and Wuzhe, they went out to gather information about the Red Lotus Golden Buddha and Jade-Faced Wolf Lord. After Lu Yiping refined the Buzhou Mountain Stone from the auction, Taurus Longjiao and Wuzhe returned at the same time. The Red Lotus Golden Buddha body escaped into the Eternal Demon Domain. Lu Yiping was surprised when he heard the news. Yes. Wuzhe nodded and said, when Lord killed Long Zongrui, Long Gang of the Demon Dragon Palace was enraged. He led the Demon Dragon Palace's experts to surround and kill Lord. However, when he heard that the Red Lotus Golden Buddha had escaped into the Eternal Demon Domain, he turned around and entered the Eternal Demon Domain. The Lifeless Sect has formed an alliance with the Demon Dragon Palace. Taurus Longjiao continued, moreover, they have entered the Eternal Demon Domain together with the Demon Dragon Palace. Now, many super sects have learned that the Red Lotus Golden Buddha has escaped into the Eternal Demon Domain. They have all rushed to the Eternal Demon Domain. Lu Yiping stood up. The Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion's chief pavilion master had obtained the jade flute in the eternal demon domain. Now, the Red Lotus Golden Buddha had escaped into the eternal demon domain. Was there a connection between the two? Immediately, Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Wu Zhe left the Blue Crystal City and rushed to the eternal demon domain. The eternal demon domain was not far from the Four Directions Sea. With their speed, they soon arrived at the entrance of the eternal demon domain. When Lu Yiping and the other two arrived, experts from various forces were rushing to the entrance of the eternal demon domain. The eternal demon domain had existed since the ancient times. It was home to many strange creatures, species, and all kinds of formations and restrictions. It was the most dangerous place in the Netherworld prison. Normally, few people would enter the eternal demon domain. But now, the entrance of the eternal demon domain was bustling with noise and excitement. Lu Yiping and the other two followed the crowd into the eternal demon domain. Standing in the air, Lu Yiping scanned the eternal demon domain. All he could see was a vast expanse of demonic mist. According to legends, the eternal demon domain was a different space created by a supreme demon in the ancient times. This supreme demon had cultivated here for a long time. Therefore, the eternal demon domain was filled with demonic chi all year round. All the creatures and demonic beasts that lived here had been demonized. They were ferocious, violent, and bloodthirsty. Just as Lu Yiping was considering which direction to go, a large group of experts rushed in from the entrance. When they saw Lu Yiping and the other two blocking their way, one of them immediately shouted, "Hey, are you going or not? If not, don't just stand there and block other people's path." Lu Yiping frowned. Although they stood there motionlessly, the space around them was spacious and they could move in any direction. They didn't block the path of the people behind them. Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Wu Zhe turned around. Wu Zhe was surprised when he saw the other party's attire. Hell-suppressing divine nation. These people were from the Divine Land's #1 force, the Hell-suppressing divine nation. Normally, the Divine Land and Jyotian experts rarely entered the Netherworld prison. But this time, the appearance of the Red Lotus Golden Buddha attracted many experts from the Divine Land and Jyotian. The leader of the Hell-suppressing divine nation stood proudly and said indifferently, "Your eyesight is not bad, you recognize us. Since you recognize us, why don't you scram?" Taurus Longjiao chuckled and directly slapped the young man, sending him flying. The young man was sent tumbling in the air by Taurus Longjiao's slap. In the end, he smashed into the ground in the distance, causing dust to rise. The other experts from the Hell-suppressing divine nation were stunned. "So what if you're from the Hell-suppressing divine nation?" Taurus Longjiao snorted, "This Lord Ox hates the word scram the most. If you dare to say it again, even if you're the Heavenly King, I'll crush your balls." Suddenly, one of the experts from the Hell-suppressing divine nation punched at Taurus Longjiao. The fist tore through the void, and the power of light illuminated the world. Behind him, there was a tall figure that seemed to be the ruler of light. Wherever the light passed, purgatory trembled. This was the Hell-suppressing divine art of the Hell-suppressing divine nation. Only the core members of the Hell-suppressing divine kingdom were able to learn the Hell-suppressing light art. However, the dragon horn golden bull didn't even bother to look at him. Instead, it sent him flying with a slap. Before he could react, the Hell-suppressing divine kingdom's expert was sent flying into the sky, disappearing from sight. The experts from the Hell-suppressing divine nation were stunned. The one who attacked just now was their Hell-suppressing divine nation's marshal, an overlord at the late-stage world lord realm. The Hell-suppressing divine art is not bad, but it's a pity that it's not practiced to perfection. Taurus Longjiao swept his gaze over the experts from the Hell-suppressing divine nation. "Anyone else wants to fight?" The experts from the Hell-suppressing divine nation retreated in panic. A moment later, Lu Yiping's group of 3 sped away. The Hell-suppressing divine nation's marshal, who was sent flying high into the sky, fell back to the ground. Chapter 194. When the experts from the Hell-suppressing divine kingdom looked over, they saw their marshal lying on the ground. His meridians were shattered, and his face was covered in blood. He had already fainted. The young man who was sent flying was shocked and enraged. Where is His Majesty in the eternal devil domain? The young man rubbed his swollen face and roared, "Investigate the origins of those people for me." His expression was hideous. Third Prince, could that young man be the master of the holy devil domain? One of the experts from the hell-suppressing divine kingdom asked hesitantly. The young man was the third son of the hell-suppressing divine kingdom's ruler, Duan Pengfei. You're talking about Lu Yiping? Duan Pengfei and the experts from the hell-suppressing divine kingdom were shocked. Even though they were far away in the divine land, they had heard that Lu Yiping had annihilated the Kunpeng divine sect, killed the 10 great devil generals of the Devil Dragon Palace, and even roasted the giant dragon archdevil ancestor. This subordinate is just guessing. The expert from the hell-suppressing divine kingdom said, "There are many young men wearing blue robes now." Indifferent, Duan Pengfei sneered, "Lu Yiping, you won't be able to be arrogant for long." After Lu Yiping and the others left, they continued to fly forward. Right now, no one knew where the Red Lotus Golden Buddha body was. Thus, they could only choose a direction to search for it. As more and more experts entered the Eternal Devil domain, more and more news started to spread. The Jyotian Stone Golem tribe's patriarch found a piece of psychic jade on a mountain in the south. This piece of jade has already given birth to an innate life form. Furthermore, it's at the level of 1,000,000 years old. Once an innate life form is born, it will be amazing. The Nether Prison's Trayant tribe's patriarch found a silver lightning god tree in an ancient forest in the north. It can't be, right? A silver lightning god tree? The silver lightning god tree is a rare divine tree. If one can borrow the lightning chi from the silver lightning god tree to cultivate, their physical body's defense and strength will definitely reach a shocking level. As the news spread, the experts who were rushing into the Eternal Devil domain became excited. Even though the Eternal Devil domain was dangerous, there were many rare treasures. However, there was also some bad news. For example, in the Nether Prison, a great ancestor of the Golden Giant race who was at the level of a master of a plane encountered an octopus monster the size of a mountain. He was torn to shreds and swallowed alive. Another example was a grand elder of the Jyotian Yen clan who triggered an ancient formation and was destroyed in both body and soul. The night deepened. At night, the demon chi in the eternal demon realm was so dense that one couldn't even see one's own fingers in front of one's face. A chilling aura that made one's heart palpitate covered the entire eternal demon realm. Some monsters that were rarely seen during the day rushed out from every corner. Fights and massacres could be seen everywhere in the eternal demon region. Some of them were fighting against the monsters and strange creatures of the eternal demon realm, while others were fighting for treasures. Wuxia couldn't help but shake his head as he watched the experts fighting over the treasures. Who would have thought that even the monarch of the hell-suppressing godly kingdom would come for the appearance of the Red Lotus Golden Buddha? The hell-suppressing godly kingdom sent 4 batches of experts this time, including 400 realm lords. However, I heard that even the experts of the Star Ocean sect are here. Star Ocean sect? Are you talking about the Void Plains giant Star Ocean sect? That's right, it's the Star Ocean sect. The Star Ocean sect's experts are here on behalf of the hell-suppressing godly kingdom's monarch. It seems like the Holy Demon Lord had a grudge with the Star Ocean sect in the past. If the Star Ocean sect's experts come and meet the Holy Demon Lord, I wonder what will happen. When Lu Yiping and the other 2 were passing through a mountainous area, a group of experts in front of them were discussing the Void Plains Star Ocean sect. Wuxia's face changed when he heard that. There were more than 10 planes surrounding the Eternal Essence Plane. Among these 10 planes, the Eternal Essence Plane's strength could only be considered average. The Void Plane was the most powerful plane among the dozens of planes in the vicinity. The Star Ocean Divine Sect was one of the giants in the Void Plane. In terms of strength, the Star Ocean Divine Sect was stronger than the Kunpeng Divine Sect in the 9 Heavens, the Demon Dragon Palace in the Netherworld Prison, and the hell-suppressing Divine Nation in the Divine Land. Wu Zhe did not expect the Star Ocean sect's experts to come to the Eternal Demon Realm. Oh, the Star Ocean sect? Taurus Longjiao's interest was piqued. He asked Wu Zhe, "You know about the Star Ocean sect?" He and Lu Yiping had not left the Holy Forest for many years. This was the first time they had heard of the Star Ocean sect. Wu Zhe quickly answered, "The Star Ocean sect is one of the strongest forces in the Void Plane. I heard that the Star Ocean sect's Plane Master alone has several thousand experts. No one knows how many Plane Masters there are. The strongest is the Star Ocean sect's great ancestor. He's an expert on the God list. The Star Ocean sect's strength is much stronger than the Kunpeng Divine Sect, Demon Dragon Palace, and Hell-suppressing Godly Kingdom. I wonder how many experts the Star Ocean sect has sent this time." Wu Zhe said carefully, "Back when the Holy Demon Lord entered the Void Plane, he had a conflict with the Star Ocean sect. It seems that many people from the Star Ocean sect died." Taurus Longjiao laughed, "Oh, God list experts? That sounds interesting." Wu Zhe said, "The God list includes the 100 strongest experts from Hengyuan, Void Plane, Western Blue, and the rest of the 17 planes." "Then, does anyone from Hengyuan have on the God list?" Lu Yiping asked. Wu Zhe mumbled, "Hengyuan doesn't have any experts on the God list. Hengyuan was so big, but no one could enter the divine list." This was quite embarrassing. Even the Jiutian, Netherworld, and Divine Land don't have anyone on the God list? Taurus Longjiao asked. Wu Zhe nodded. Back then, Lord Qi Zhantian and the Holy Demon Lord were both experts on the God list. However, after Lord Qi Zhantian and the Holy Demon Lord, no one else has been able to enter the God list. Taurus Longjiao chuckled, "What's the ranking on the God list? Will I be able to enter the God list if I kill one of them?" Wu Zhe almost choked. The number of experts from the 17 planes was as vast as the galaxy. Those who could enter the God list were all experts among experts. How could they be killed so easily? Experts on the God list represented invincibility, the pinnacle of the 17 planes. That Lord Shaojin, experts on the God list rarely show themselves. Wu Zhe could only say it in a roundabout way. However, Taurus Longjiao said, "It doesn't matter if they don't show themselves. When the time comes, we'll enter the Star Sea Divine Sect's ancestral land and crush their grand ancestor to death." Wu Zhe's forehead was covered in sweat. The three of them flew forward. Lu Yiping asked Wu Zhe about the Star Sea Divine Sect, the God List, and the other forces in the Void Plane. "The Red Lotus Golden Buddha has appeared. It's in the demonic Moon Mountain range in the south." Soon, news of the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's appearance spread. Lu Yiping and the others hurried to the demonic Moon Mountain range in the south. The Red Lotus Golden Buddha has been obtained by the Jade-Faced Wolf Lord. The Jade-Faced Wolf Lord is being hunted by the Demon Dragon Palace and the Hell-suppressing Divine Nation. Just as Lu Yiping and the others were rushing to the demonic Moon Mountain range, news of the Jade-Faced Wolf Lord obtaining the Red Lotus Golden Buddha and being hunted by the Demon Dragon Palace and the Hell-suppressing Divine Nation spread. Chapter 195. Lu Yiping and the others were surprised to hear that Jade-Faced Wolf Lord had obtained the Red Lotus Golden Buddha. "I didn't expect Jade-Faced Wolf Lord to obtain the Red Lotus Golden Buddha." Taurus Longjiao sighed. The Red Lotus Golden Buddha was a Buddhist object that could only be obtained by those who were not fated with it. Therefore, Taurus Longjiao was surprised that Jade-Faced Wolf Lord had obtained the Red Lotus Golden Buddha. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord was neither righteous nor evil, so it was impossible for him to obtain a Buddhist object like the Red Lotus Golden Buddha. Taurus Longjiao would not be surprised if Wu Zhe had obtained it. Just as Lu Yiping and the others were rushing towards the Demon Moon Mountain range in the south, they saw a young man who looked like a spoiled brat running towards them. A large group of experts was chasing after him. There were probably tens of thousands of them. There were experts from various sects and clans. There were the Jiutian's Yen tribe and Stone Golem tribe, the Nether Purgatory's Treant tribe, the Golden Giant tribe, the Demonic Dragon Palace, the Lifeless sect, the Night Soul tribe, the Ma family, the Diamond sect, and the Divine Land suppressing Hell Divine Nation. They were all superpowers from the Jiutian, the Nether Purgatory, and the Divine Land. Shimi ancestor Wu Zhe was dumbstruck. He had lived for so many years, but this was the first time he saw someone being hunted by so many superpowers from the Jiutian, the Nether Purgatory, and the Divine Land. Jade-faced Wolf Lord? He guessed. Only Jade-faced Wolf Lord, who had obtained the Red Lotus Golden Buddha, was worthy of being hunted by so many superpowers. Jade-faced Wolf Lord was running for his life, but when he saw Lu Yiping and the others, he frowned. Without a word, he threw a punch at Lu Yiping who was blocking his way. Taurus Longjiao reached out and passed through Jade-faced Wolf Lord's fist, dispersing it before grabbing Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Jade-faced Wolf Lord was stunned, but before he could react, Taurus Longjiao had already grabbed him by the collar. Taurus Longjiao lifted Jade-faced Wolf Lord in front of him from across the void. He squinted at him and said, "Little guy, you dare to attack your Grandpa Ox with such little strength? Do you know who Grandpa Nyo is?" Jade-faced Wolf Lord stared at Taurus Longjiao in shock. He couldn't believe his eyes. He was one of the 10 great experts of the heaven battling era, yet this golden-haired man had grabbed him by the collar and lifted him to the front without giving him a chance to resist. What realm had this golden-haired man reached? Furthermore, he discovered that the power in his body had unknowingly been sealed. "Who are you?" Jade-faced Wolf Lord looked at Taurus Longjiao in horror. At this time, the experts chasing after Jade-faced Wolf Lord also arrived. However, many people stopped in their tracks. "Master of the Holy Devil, Lu Yiping!" Someone in the crowd exclaimed. Some of the experts who were about to snatch Jade-faced Wolf Lord's body trembled in fear. They stopped in their tracks as their internal organs trembled. Disregarding everything else, just the fact that Lu Yiping had stepped into the Kunpeng divine sect and roasted the giant dragon archdevil was enough to make the experts who were about to make a move pale with fright. Even existences like the Kunpeng divine sect's founding ancestor and the leader of the demonic dragon palace's 10 great generals, the giant dragon archdevil, were powerless in front of Lu Yiping. Some of them were even heavenly gods. Jade-faced Wolf Lord jumped in fright when he heard the crowd's exclamations. This blue-robed young man in front of him was the ancestor of lightning punishment, the master of the holy devil, Lu Yiping. Then, this golden-haired man was a 9th Revolution war god? Jade-faced Wolf Lord was terrified. Many people turned to look at the demonic dragon palace's Long Gang. Long Gang was clad in a golden dragon armor. He was tall and sturdy, even more muscular than Taurus Longjiao. He exuded an imposing aura. His gaze was fixed on Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Dragon chi surged from his body, and the world's laws flew out from his body, forming a 10,000 zhang long golden dragon. The 10,000 zhang long golden dragon hovered behind Long Gang, looking down at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. A terrifying pressure filled the air, as if heaven and earth were about to collapse under the pressure. The experts who were close to Long Gang were all shocked. World's laws, 250,000. The lifeless sect's founding ancestor Tan Yi, Ma Bing, and the others were astounded looking at the world's laws. The Kunpeng divine sect's founding ancestor had 110,000 world's laws. Long Gang, on the other hand, had reached 250,000. The demonic dragon palace's experts prostrated in excitement. Ancestor is invincible. Even the hell-suppressing divine country's ruler Duanhong was shocked. This Long Gang had actually condensed 250,000 world's laws. He had estimated that Long Gang's strength was comparable to the Kunpeng divine sect's founding ancestor's strength. At most, Long Gang's world's laws were 10,000 times more than the founding ancestors. How could Long Gang's strength be so strong? The Starry Ocean sect's ancestor Meng Fuding was also astounded. Long Gang slowly walked forward. Every step he took caused the ground to rumble. The ground he walked on actually cracked inch by inch. Long Gang walked out, looking at Lu Yiping. "Lu Yiping, come out and fight with me." His voice rumbled, echoing for miles. Even the mountain range in the distance was shaken. Everyone's attention was on Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping glanced at Longgang's 250,000 worlds laws and said nonchalantly, "You dare to challenge me with just 250,000 worlds laws? Who gave you the courage?" Everyone's expression turned strange. Only 250,000 worlds laws? Too little. Longgang's expression was ugly. He looked coldly at Lu Yiping. "Although you're the holy demon's master, it doesn't mean you're stronger than him." In this world, it wasn't rare for disciples to be stronger than their masters. Everyone knew that the holy demon's talent was unparalleled. Not only did he have one of the top 10 ancient bloodlines, but his comprehension was also terrifying. He could learn any cultivation technique at a glance. The holy demon's talent was unparalleled, but it didn't mean that Lu Yiping's talent was also unparalleled. At this time, the Starry Ocean sect's ancestor Meng Fuding stepped forward and came to Longgang's side. His aura suddenly soared, and stars condensed behind him. There were thousands of stars. Starlight shone, enveloping the surroundings. At the same time, the world's laws surged out from his body. 310,000 world's laws. Everyone was shocked. The Starry Ocean sect's ancestor Meng Fuding was actually stronger than Longgang. "If that's the case, how about adding me?" Meng Fuding said indifferent. "Not enough." Lu Yiping was indifferent. "Then, add me in." The hell-suppressing divine nation's ruler Duan Hong stepped forward and said. Radiant light shone from his body, condensing into numerous radiant sovereigns. 230,000 worlds laws spread out. 25, 31, 23, the three world masters' power was boundless. Wave after wave, it was like a vast sea that wanted to drown the entire eternal demon realm. Under the three world masters' terrifying pressure, countless devil creatures in the eternal demon realm fled in panic. Experts from various forces also retreated in fear. Only after they had retreated far away did they feel a little better. The lifeless sect's founding ancestor Ma Bing looked at Longgang and the other two world masters standing side by side in shock. He took a deep breath and said, "With the three of you joining forces, Lu Yiping is bound to lose." The hell-suppressing divine nation's ruler Duan Hong looked at Lu Yiping and said, "Lu Yiping, with the three of us joining forces, we can challenge you." Chapter 196. Still not enough. Lu Yiping shook his head. Everyone was stunned. Longgang, Meng Fuding, and Duan Hong's faces sank. At this time, a person walked out from the void. "How about I join in?" He took a step forward, and his momentum surged. Layers of starlight filled the eternal demon domain sky, illuminating it with starlight. Strands of world laws intertwined around it. The number of world laws had reached 570,000 strands. 570,000 strands. That was more than twice the number of Longgang. Even Meng Fuding, who had 310,000 strands of world laws, paled in comparison. Everyone was shocked. "This one is the Star Sea Divine Sect's Wang Haitao." The newcomer came to Meng Fuding's side and introduced himself. It was another Star Sea Divine Sect's ancestor. This time, the Star Sea Divine Sect had sent two sovereigns. Wang Haitao. He's the Star Sea Divine Sect's godchild's senior brother. Someone exclaimed. A commotion broke out. Indifferent, Wang Haitao looked at Lu Yiping and asked, "Do you think the four of us aren't enough?" Lu Yiping didn't say anything. His momentum surged, and heaven and earth shook. The ground quaked, and cracks appeared in the void. Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled in the sky. Shocking lightning dragons roiled in the air, and a sea of divine lightning covered every inch of the eternal demon domain sky in the blink of an eye. Then, a towering figure appeared behind Lu Yiping. This figure wasn't the heavenly emperor's physique. Instead, it was shrouded in lightning. Above its head was the eternal demon domain sky, and its face couldn't be seen clearly. It held a giant lightning hammer in its hand. The hammer was formed from numerous lightning dragons. The terrifying might of the lightning god swept across heaven and earth. Everyone was shocked. Is that the ancient lightning god? Someone exclaimed. No, it looks like the lightning ancestor's incarnation. An ancestor who cultivated in lightning arts said in a trembling voice. Lightning ancestor. The lightning ancestor. After heaven and earth split apart, the lightning ancestor was the lightning ancestor's incarnation. At the same time, he was also the origin of heaven and earth's lightning. When this incarnation of the lightning ancestor appeared, space began to rumble. The golden dragon behind Longgang actually began to crumble apart, and the stars behind Meng Fuding and Wang Haitao began to fall to the ground. The chief sovereign of light behind Duan Hong also began to crumble apart. Lu Yiping snorted coldly. His snort was like thunder, exploding in the sky. Behind him, the lightning ancestor's incarnation suddenly smashed down with its giant lightning hammer. As the mountain-like lightning hammer came crashing down, a violent airflow swept out, surging, and attacking the surrounding heaven and earth. Many mountain ranges were bombarded by this violent airflow until they were on the verge of collapsing. Long Gang, Meng Fuding, Wang Haitao, and Duan Hong all felt the aura of death as they watched the mountain-like lightning hammer smash down. The four of them were shocked and attacked almost at the same time. Great Wisdom Vajra Dragon Fist. Long Gang attacked with all his might. A huge fist mark flew out along with a huge golden dragon. Limitless Astral Divine Fist. Meng Fuding and Wang Haitao simultaneously used the Star Sea Divine Sect Supreme technique. The Limitless Astral Divine Fist was not only the Star Sea Divine Sect Supreme technique, but it was also one of the top 100 techniques of the 17 world surfaces. Wherever the Divine Fist passed, the starry sky was filled with stars, and a giant star god condensed. Light gathered behind Duan Hong, making him look like a bright sun, bursting with radiance as he punched out. Radiance Purification Fist. Radiance energy surged forward like a tidal wave, unstoppable. The roiling devil chi around the eternal demon domain was purified by the radiance energy. The four of them joined hands, and their radiant power illuminated the surroundings for miles. Boom! The four of them struck the giant lightning hammer at the same time. Heaven and earth rumbled. Rays of light burst out. However, what shocked everyone was that when the four people's powerful attacks hit the giant lightning hammer, it didn't budge in the slightest. Instead, it continued to hammer down on the four people. How is this possible? The hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom's ruler Duan Hong couldn't believe it. Seeing this, the hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom's ancestors were shocked. One of them roared, "Activate the hell-suppressing divine formation together, help the ruler." Immediately, the hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom's 400 existential planes flew up behind Duan Hong and activated the Radiance Prison suppressing art at the same time. What kind of scene would it be if 400 existential plane masters activated the Radiance Prison suppressing art at the same time? It was as if a giant radiant sun had exploded, and radiance rushed to the sky like a flood. The 400 existential plane masters attacked the giant lightning hammer at the same time. When the 400 existential plane masters attacked, heaven and earth were filled with radiance, and the darkness in the eternal demon domain seemed to have disappeared. Boom! The 400 existential plane masters of the hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom attacked the giant lightning hammer at the same time. But the giant lightning hammer did not budge, and it continued to smash down. Even if the 400 existential plane masters of the hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom attacked at the same time, it was still not enough. The Devil Dragon Palace's existential plane masters and the Star Sea Divine Sect's existential plane masters also flew out and attacked together. Devil Dragon Hidden Killing Fist. The Devil Dragon Palace's existential plane masters roared, and they attacked together. Surging Dragon Force roared and flew out, forming a giant Devil Dragon. The Devil Dragon spun and condensed into a fist. This time, the Devil Dragon Palace sent out almost all of their existential plane masters. There were more than 600 existential plane masters. More than 600 existential plane masters attacked together, and their destructive power overshadowed the previous existential plane masters of the hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom. The Star Sea Divine Sect's existential plane masters also roared in unison, and they struck out with their palms. Starlight shone brightly, and rivers of stars appeared in the sky. From afar, it looked like there were rivers of stars in the night sky. The Devil Dragon Palaces and the Star Sea Divine Sex experts attacked the giant lightning hammer at the same time. Rumbling sounds rang out incessantly. It sounded like the end of the world. However, the lightning hammer was not blasted away, and it continued to smash down without slowing down. Even the 600 existential plane masters of the Devil Dragon Palace and the 200 existential plane masters of the Star Sea Divine Sect could not stop it. All of a sudden, the thunder hammer expanded again. After the lightning hammer that was originally as big as a mountain grew bigger, it smashed down with a momentum that blotted out the sky. The hell-suppressing divine kingdoms, Devil Dragon Palaces, and Star Sea Divine Sex experts watched the descending lightning hammer in shock and despair. "Run!" Longang roared and transformed into his true dragon form. Dragon Concealment Art. He immediately executed the Dragon Concealment Art in an attempt to escape. Duanhong, Meng Fuding, and Wang Haitao also executed escape arts to escape. Meng Fuding and Wang Haitao even crushed the Star Sea Divine Sect's ancient escape talisman. Before everyone's eyes, the world-extinguishing lightning hammer smashed down. Space shook. Boom! The ground trembled for a long time. Sand and dust flew high into the sky. Even the people who were hiding far away lost their sense of hearing due to the vibrations. The sand and dust did not fall to the ground for a long time. Far away, the hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom's third prince Duan Pengfei looked at the lightning hammer that smashed into the ground and cried out in grief, "Father! Lord Great Ancestor!" The Devil Dragon Palace's experts cried out in grief. "Ancestor!" The Star Sea Divine Sex experts also cried out in alarm. The lightning hammer fell too fast. Longang, Duanhong, Meng Fuding, Wang Haitao, and the others did not manage to escape. All of them were smashed into the ground by the lightning hammer. Chapter 197. Experts from the Tua Luo Path, Lifeless Sect, Night Soul Race, Ma Family, Diamond Sect, Yen Tribe, Stone Golem Tribe, and the Divine Land's other super forces were dumbfounded. Longang, Meng Fuding, Wang Haitao, Duanhong, the 4 World Lords, the 600 World Lords from the Demon Dragon Palace, the 200 World Lords from the Star Sea Holy Sect, and the 400 World Lords from the Hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom. A total of 1,200 World Lords couldn't even withstand a single blow from the lightning hammer. Whether it was the black-white twin ghosts of the Tua Luo Path, Ma Bing of the Lifeless Sect, or Yi Tua of the Night Soul Race, they were all dumbfounded. 1,200 World Lords, 4 World Lords, all lost. Ma Bing of the Lifeless Sect muttered to himself with disbelief in his eyes. How strong is this Saint Devil's master? Hei Sha of the black-white twin ghosts felt his throat go dry. At the same time, he was glad that he didn't make a move during the Heavenly Wind Pavilion's auction. Who can be a match for this Heng Yuan? Does this mean that we've entered the Lightning Ancestors era? When an invincible person appeared in this era, it meant the beginning of a new era. Lightning Ancestor, Saint Devil's Master. Is that really the Lightning Ancestor's incarnation? Everyone looked at Lu Yiping and the Lightning Ancestor's incarnation behind him in shock. At this time, the lightning hammer was still surrounded by lightning, and the lightning energy was still rolling around it. Father! The hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom's third prince, Duan Pengfei, rushed forward, but before he could get close to the lightning hammer, he was blasted away by the lightning energy around the hammer, rolling several hundred miles on the ground. Duan Pengfei vomited blood and fainted. The Lightning Ancestor's incarnation slowly lifted the lightning hammer, causing the ground to tremble. Everyone looked over and saw that the place where the lightning hammer struck had turned into a huge crater with a radius of several thousand miles. The Demon Dragon Palace, Star Sea Holy Sect, and Hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom's planar lords' corpses were lying on the ground, no longer breathing. These planar lords' corpses were so badly mangled that their faces couldn't be seen. However, Long Gang, Meng Fuding, Wang Haitao, and Duan Hong's bodies were still intact. Long Gang and Long Gang bodies were lying on the ground, and hell suppressing Divine Kingdom's incarnation. After all, these were the four controllers. Hell's prison's lord. One of them was the ruler of the hell-suppressing godly nation, the #1 power in the divine land. Meng Fuding and Wang Haitao were the patriarchs of the Starry Ocean Divine Sect. Lu Yiping didn't recall the lightning ancestor's incarnation. Instead, he looked at the people from the lifeless sect. His gaze fell on Ma Bing, Tan Yi, and the others. Ma Bing, Tan Yi, and the rest of the experts shuddered when they saw Lu Yiping looking at them. I heard that the Death Door sect and the Demon Dragon Palace have formed an alliance to kill me. Is that right? Lu Yiping said calmly. Our Death Door sect and the Demon Dragon Palace are indeed in an alliance, but we're not trying to kill you. Ma Bing tried to argue. Lu Yiping waved his hand in the air, and countless snow-white objects fell from the sky. What is this? Snow? No, it's runes. When these snow-like talisman symbols fell from the void, they came into contact with the sand and dust in the air, freezing them into ice. The terrifying power of the ice made the lifeless sect's experts tremble in fear. Ma Bing, Tan Yi, and the rest didn't even hesitate to flee. However, these snow-white runes suddenly accelerated, falling on the lifeless sect's experts in the blink of an eye. Whether it was Ma Bing, Tan Yi, or the lifeless sect's patriarchs and grand elders, all of them were frozen into ice and fell from the sky, shattering into pieces. Thousands of lifeless sect's experts were turned into ice cubes. The Ma family, Vajra sect, and Night Soul clan who had always been allies with the lifeless sect were enraged. The remaining experts from the Demon Dragon Palace, Starry Ocean Divine Sect, and Hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom retreated with ashen faces. Lu Yiping looked at the remaining experts from the Ma family, Demon Dragon Palace, Starry Ocean Divine Sect, and Hell-suppressing Divine Kingdom. One of the Starry Ocean Divine Sect's experts bellowed, Lu Yiping, our Starry Ocean Divine Sect is a super force in the void plane. We have countless plane controllers, and our great ancestor is an expert on the god list. You killed our Starry Ocean Divine Sect's experts, our great ancestor will descend to Heng Yuan. At that time, it will be too late for regrets. When I kill someone, I never regret it. Lu Yiping said indifferently. He pointed a finger at the sky, and a hole opened in the sky. However, this time, it wasn't divine lightning that fell from the hole, but divine flames. There were all kinds of divine flames. Nirvana divine flame. Nihility divine flame. White divine flame. Chaos divine flame. These divine flames condensed and spun, turning into pillars of fire that fell from the sky. Heaven and earth were bathed in a crimson glow. From afar, it looked like pillars of fire connected heaven and earth. It was a beautiful sight. Looking at the terrifying pillars of fire that fell from the sky, the Starry Ocean Divine Sect's experts roared in anger, Lu Yiping, when our great ancestor arrives, you won't have a good ending. Kill. Run. Some of them charged at Lu Yiping recklessly, while others fled in a frenzy. However, the pillars of fire continued to fall. Everything was burned to ashes. The experts from the Tua Luo Path, Stone Golem race, and Flame Tribe clearly saw the process of Jia turning the experts from the Demon Dragon Palace, Starry Ocean Divine Sect, Hell-suppressing Divine Nation, Ma family, and Night Soul race into ashes. This process seemed to have slowed down, and everyone could see it clearly. They could even see the fear in the eyes of the Demon Dragon Palace's experts when they were hit by the pillars of fire. Boom! Several pillars of fire slammed into the ground. They burned through the ground. Flames and ashes splashed everywhere. The flames in the pillars of fire spun, and it took a long time for the pillars of fire to dissipate. There were several fiery pits on the ground, and lava spewed out from the pits. The ground was much emptier than before. Lu Yiping's gaze swept over the scene. When his gaze fell on the Tua Luo Path's ancestor, Yukuan, Yukuan's legs went soft, and he fell to his knees. The twin fiends Black-White, Stone Golem race's great ancestor, Flame tribe's great ancestor, and other experts lowered their heads, not daring to look at Lu Yiping. Everyone's hands were shaking. Lu Yiping withdrew the lightning ancestor's incarnation behind him, and his gaze fell on Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Currently, Jade-faced Wolf Lord was in Taurus Longjiao's hands, his face devoid of blood, and his body was limp. No one knew if it was due to fear or his weakness acting up. "Are you all not planning to leave?" Taurus Longjiao asked when he saw that everyone was still standing there motionless. The experts from the Tualuo Path, Flame Tribe, Stone Golem Race, Treant Race, Golden Giant Race, and other forces felt as if they had been pardoned, and they fled in panic. "The Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body is with you?" After everyone left, Lu Yiping asked Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Hearing Lu Yiping's question, Jade-faced Wolf Lord was dazed for a moment, unable to recover from the scene he had just witnessed. When he regained his senses, he quickly released the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body. A Buddha whose entire body seemed to be plated with gold appeared in front of the crowd, emitting Buddhist light. This golden Buddha's body had red lotus insignia on both arms. The Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body was sentient, and when it saw Lu Yiping, it knelt down excitedly. "The Red Lotus greets Lord." Jade-faced Wolf Lord and Shumi ancestor Wu Zhou were both surprised. Did this Red Lotus Golden Buddha know Lu Yiping? Chapter 198. Get up. Lu Yiping helped the Red Lotus Golden Buddha up with one hand. Lu Yiping looked at the palm imprint on the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's back and turned to Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Frightened, Jade-faced Wolf Lord quickly explained, "Lord, it wasn't me, it was the Star Sea Holy Sect's people." The Red Lotus Golden Buddha also spoke, "Indeed, it has nothing to do with him. I was being chased by the Star Sea Holy Sect's people, and he saved me." Although he had the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body, it was only a golden avatar, and did not possess the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's strength. Jade-faced Wolf Lord nodded heavily, and he was so grateful to the Red Lotus Golden Buddha that he shed tears of gratitude. "Fortunately, you spoke up, otherwise, I would have lost my life just now." Recalling the scene of the lightning ancestor's lightning hammer annihilating Long Gang, Meng Fuding, Wang Haidao, Duan Hong, the Devil Dragon Palace, Star Sea Holy Sect, and the hell-suppressing divine country's 1,200 world's overlords, Jade-faced Wolf Lord's heart trembled uncontrollably. Even when he was being chased by the Devil Dragon Palace's experts, using all kinds of talismans to escape, he did not tremble like this. Hearing that it had nothing to do with Jade-faced Wolf Lord, Lu Yiping's expression relaxed. He stretched out his hand, and a ray of light entered the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body. The palm imprint on the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's back disappeared in the blink of an eye, and the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body shone brighter than before. "Let's leave this place first." Lu Yiping led the group out of the Eternal Demon Domain, returning to the inn in Blue Crystal City. Night fell. Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and the Red Lotus Golden Buddha sat in the inn's courtyard. Lu Yiping held a map in his hand, and it was precisely the map of half of the Big Dipper Divine Palace's treasury. "The other half of the map is with Luo Shui?" Lu Yiping asked. The Red Lotus Golden Buddha nodded, "Yes, before the ancient gods' war, Master gave the map to me and junior sister, and we each took half." "Do you know where Luo Shui went?" Lu Yiping asked. Red Lotus Buddha shook his head. "After junior sister left Hengyuan, no one knew where she went. Moreover, I'm not very clear about the matters of the ancient times." Lu Yiping nodded. This Red Lotus Buddha golden body was only one of the Red Lotus Buddha's golden bodies. It did not have the power of the Red Lotus Buddha's true body and only had a small portion of its memories. Lu Yiping stored the Red Lotus Golden Buddha body into the cauldron of heaven and earth and used the cauldron's elixir energy to nourish it. The Red Lotus Golden Buddha body was a little fragile. If it was nourished by the pill chi of the cauldron of heaven and earth, it would grow much faster in the future. The next day, Lu Yiping called Jade-faced Wolf Lord over and gave him 20 drops of Star Chaos Water as a thank you gift for saving the Red Lotus Golden Buddha. Jade-faced Wolf Lord held the jade bottle with 20 drops of star chaos water in it, his heart trembling uncontrollably. As the grand ancestor of the Jade Fan School, he naturally knew what kind of treasure the star chaos water was. "Thank you, my lord." Jade-faced Wolf Lord expressed his gratitude. Lu Yiping allowed him to stand up before taking out the tree of creation and started watering it with the star chaos water. Over the past few days, under Lu Yiping's daily watering, the tree of creation grew even more pleasing to the eye. After watering it every day, a tender leaf would grow out. In the past, it was a tender shoot. Now, it was a tender leaf. There was an improvement. Jade-faced Wolf Lord, who was still trembling uncontrollably over the 20 drops of star chaos water, stared blankly at Lu Yiping watering the tree of creation with the star chaos water. He felt that his heart was no longer trembling. Instead, it felt like it was about to collapse. As Lu Yiping watered the tree of creation, he asked, "Do you still remember how he annihilated the Purple Lightning Palace 100,000 years ago?" Annihilated the Purple Lightning Palace? Jade-faced Wolf Lord collected his thoughts and knelt down in fright. His face was pale as he pleaded, "Spare me, my lord." Lu Yiping said indifferently, "Get up. I'm not condemning you. I just want to ask you something." Only then did Jade-faced Wolf Lord relax. After he got up, he trembled as he asked, "What does my lord want to know?" "I'll tell you everything I know. Do you still remember the Purple Lightning Palace's patriarch called Huang Yuandong?" Lu Yiping asked. Jade-faced Wolf Lord was stunned. He did not expect Lu Yiping to suddenly ask about Huang Yuandong. He tried his best to recall the past and said, "Back then, I only killed the Purple Lightning Palace's patriarch and a few patriarchs. I didn't really annihilate the Purple Lightning Palace. There were still many patriarchs who survived. I don't know about this Huang Yuandong, but I know someone called Che Guohua." Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were surprised. Che Guohua? Che Guohua, wasn't that Che Dongyang's grandfather? That means you know Che Guohua's whereabouts? Lu Yiping asked. Jade-faced Wolf Lord hurriedly answered respectfully, "Yes, my lord. A few years ago, I saw Che Guohua in the Divine Land." Lu Yiping was delighted. If Huang Yuandong was still alive, Che Guohua might know. Huang Yuandong was the one who found the second Fortune Jade Disc. The Fortune Jade Disc was far more important to him than the Foundation Tree and Buzhou Mountain. Therefore, he had to find Huang Yuandong no matter what. Knowing that Che Guohua was in the Divine Land, Lu Yiping was overjoyed. With a wave of his hand, he gave Jade-faced Wolf Lord another 20 drops of star chaos water. "If Che Guohua can help me find Huang Yuandong, I'll give you another 100 drops of star chaos water," Lu Yiping said. Jade-faced Wolf Lord swallowed hard and thanked Huang Yuandong excitedly. The next day, Lu Yiping and the others left the Four Directions Sea and headed to the Divine Land. As for Shumi ancestor Wu Zhe, he bid farewell to Lu Yiping. In the Hengyuan World Plain, the Divine Land was as famous as the Jiutian and Nether Prison. However, the Divine Land had passageways to other worlds. Therefore, whether it was the Jiutian or Nether Prison, the Divine Land was more prosperous. On this day, the sun was warm, and three figures appeared in the sky above the Divine Land. They were none other than Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Jade-faced Wolf Lord, who had come from the Nether Prison. Taurus Longjiao looked at the brilliant sun in the sky above the Divine Land, feeling the warmth of the sunlight on his body. He hated the Nether Prison and loved the sunshine in the Divine Land all year round. The Divine Land's sunshine always made him feel golden, just like the golden hair on his body. Taurus Longjiao shook off the sand on his body comfortably. Of course, there was no sand on his body. Lu Yiping determined the direction and flew towards the city ahead with the other two. Unlike the Jiutian and Nether Prison, almost all the superpowers in the Divine Land were called Divine Nations. For example, the Prison Suppression Divine Nation, Carefree Divine Nation, Forbidden Lands Divine Nation, Cloud Divine Nation, Sky Dragon Divine Nation, Hidden Mist Divine Nation, and so on. The city they were in now was under the jurisdiction of a force called the Snow Listening Divine Nation. Back then, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord had seen Che Guohua in the Snow Listening Divine Nation's Thunder Jile Mountain. Che Guohua had been cultivating in the Thunder Jile Mountain for many years and had been living in seclusion there. Back then, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord had entered the Thunder Jile Mountain to search for lightning-attributed spiritual herbs. After resting in the city for a while, Lu Yiping and the other two continued on their way to the Thunder Jile Mountain. The Thunder Jile Mountain was located in the south of the Snow Listening Divine Nation. Half a day later, Lu Yiping and the other two arrived at the Thunder Jile Mountain. The Thunder Jile Mountain was a famous mountain in the Snow Listening Divine Nation. It was filled with lightning chi all year round, and there were many lightning-attributed treasures in the Thunder Jile Mountain. Che Guohua's cave abode is on that mountain. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord pointed at a mountain in front of them. Tomorrow's fourth update will be released at 7 in the morning. Looking for recommendation tickets, monthly tickets, and subscriptions. Chapter 199. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord led the way with Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao trailing behind him. On the mountain path, Lu Yiping's group of 3 ran into many disciples from various families. Are there usually so many people on the Thunder Swarm Mountain? Taurus Longjiao asked Jade-Faced Wolf Lord. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord quickly answered, yes, many disciples from the Snow Listening Divine Nations families and sects come here to hunt lightning beasts. A short while later, the 3 of them arrived at the mountain peak where Che Guohua's cultivation cave was located. However, when they were halfway up the mountain, Lu Yiping stopped and looked at the forest in front of them. Wood Derivation Lightning Formation. The Wood Derivation Lightning Formation was a powerful formation that combined the elements of lightning and wood. It was obvious that Che Guohua was the one who set up the Wood Derivation Lightning Formation to prevent outsiders from entering. Lu Yiping casually flicked his finger and a streak of lightning flew out, landing on the Wood Derivation Lightning Formation. The lightning formation flickered and the forest moved on its own, opening up a small path for the 2 of them. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord was stunned. The Wood Derivation Lightning Formation was a famous formation from the ancient times. How could it be broken with a flick of a finger? Seeing that Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao had entered the forest, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord quickly followed after them. Just as Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were about to reach the center of the forest, a streak of sword light pierced through the air. Lu Yiping casually flicked his finger, dispersing that streak of sword light. The other party fell out of the forest with a muffled groan. At this time, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao entered the center of the forest. In front of them was an open space with several imposing wooden huts built from trees. Is this Che Guohua's cultivation cave? Who are you? The old man who fell out of the forest glared angrily at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. However, when he saw Jade-Faced Wolf Lord behind them, he was stunned. Lord Jun. This young man was a disciple that Che Guohua had taken in a few years ago. His name was Du Dalai. A few years ago, when Jade-Faced Wolf Lord bumped into Che Guohua, he had come here. Hence, Du Dalai had seen Jade-Faced Wolf Lord before. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord hurriedly explained to Lu Yiping, my lord, this is Che Guohua's disciple, Du Dalai. Then, he said, Big Thunder, this is Lord Lu, and this is Lord Xiao Jin. We are here to look for your master. Where is your master? Du Dalai got up from the ground and said, my master went out for a while. He said he would be back at noon. His master had told him about the Jade-Faced Wolf Lord's identity, so he was very respectful when he replied. However, he was curious about the identities of Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. He could tell that Jade-Faced Wolf Lord was unusually respectful to the blue-robed young man and the golden-haired man. Sir, why don't we wait inside? Jade-Faced Wolf Lord asked Lu Yiping. All right. Lu Yiping agreed. Du Dalai hurriedly led Lu Yiping and the others into the big wooden house in the middle. Although the house was made of wood, it was not ordinary wood. It was a rare divine wood called the golden copper divine wood. The core of the wood was made of gold and was abnormally sturdy. After Lu Yiping and the others sat down, Du Dalai hurriedly poured tea for Lu Yiping and the others. The tea was dark green in color, and it emitted a refreshing fragrance. Thunder Star Bloodline. Lu Yiping looked at Du Dalai who was pouring tea and said. The Thunder Star bloodline was an ancient bloodline. Although it was not one of the top 10 ancient bloodlines, it was still one of the top bloodlines. Du Dalai was stunned. He did not expect Lu Yiping to recognize his Thunder Star bloodline at a glance. Sir has good eyesight. Jade-faced Wolf Lord flattered Lu Yiping and said with a smile, Dalai is an orphan. Che Guohua found him at the foot of the Thunder Swarm Mountain when he went out. Later, he found out that Dalai has the Thunder Star bloodline and adopted him as his disciple. He said to Du Dalai, Dalai, these two lords are 10,000 times stronger than me. If you can get a few pointers from them, it will be better than 1,000 years of hard work. Suddenly, a loud rumble came from the Thunder Swarm Mountain, causing the ground to tremble. Du Dalai looked to the north and said, it seems like the Thunder Volcano is about to erupt again. Thunder Volcano? Lu Yiping asked. Du Dalai explained, the Thunder Volcano is a mountain to the north of the Thunder Swarm Mountain. Every few years, it will erupt a kind of magma with lightning aura. However, there are sometimes some fire or lightning attribute treasures in the magma. Therefore, every time the Thunder Volcano erupts, many disciples from the snow-listening divine nations families and sects will come to pick up the treasures. Speaking of this, Du Dalai took out a piece of wood the size of 2 thumbs. I found this piece of wood in the magma of the Thunder Volcano. Looking at the tree block in Du Dalai's hand, Lu Yiping was surprised and said, let me take a look at it. Du Dalai passed the tree block to Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping took the tree block and examined it carefully. The tree block was bright red and warm to the touch. There were strange patterns on the tree block. This is the tree block of the Sun Fusang tree? Taurus Longjiao asked. Lu Yiping nodded, that's right. Although the Sun Fusang tree wasn't one of the 10 great innate spiritual roots, it was still a rare divine tree. It was said that the Golden Crow race during the Desolate Era lived on the Sun Fusang tree. Are there many of these tree blocks? Lu Yiping asked Du Dalai. Du Dalai shook his head, no, I have one. My master has a big one. I heard that the Snow God Nation's monarch also has 2. The snow-listening divine nation's monarch has always liked to cultivate all kinds of divine trees. There are dozens of divine trees in his tree garden, all of which are very rare. However, there is another kind of tree block that the snow-listening divine nation's monarch has never been able to cultivate successfully. Lu Yiping's heart skipped a beat when he heard this. Another kind of tree block? Yes, I heard that there is another kind of tree block that is harder and heavier than this one. Du Dalai said. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao looked at each other. Obviously, they thought of the building tree block. Although they couldn't be sure, there weren't many trees that were harder than the Sun Fusang tree. Let's go to the Thunder Volcano to take a look. Lu Yiping said. Du Dalai immediately led the way, Lu Yiping and the others to the Thunder Volcano. As they got closer to the Thunder Volcano, the temperature gradually rose. Moreover, the lightning chi in the air became denser. A tall mountain covered in flames and lightning appeared in front of Lu Yiping and the others. When did this thunder volcano appear? Taurus Longjiao asked. When he and Lu Yiping came to the Divine Land, they didn't remember seeing this thunder volcano. This thunder volcano should have appeared more than 200,000 years ago. Du Dalai explained, my master already had it when he was cultivating in seclusion at the Thunder Volcano. My master said that the lightning chi in the magma at the bottom of the Thunder Volcano was too dense. It mutated and blasted open the ground, causing magma to spurt out continuously, gradually forming this Thunder Volcano. When they arrived at the Thunder Volcano, there were already many snow-listening divine nations disciples gathered in front of it. There were also some from the surrounding divine nations. Chapter 200. Just as Lu Yiping's group arrived, another group of experts arrived. These experts were clad in scarlet robes with a flame embroidered on their chests. It's the Scarlet Flame Divine Sect. When the surrounding disciples saw the newcomers, they quickly stepped aside with fear on their faces. The Scarlet Flame Divine Sect was the largest sect in the Snow-Listening Divine Nation. Moreover, they had a deep relationship with the Snow-Listening Divine Nation's royal family. The Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's leading young man was arrogant as he led the group of Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's experts over. He said to Scarlet Flame Zhongzhong, the sect chief said that the country lord is looking for that kind of tree block. When the lightning volcano erupts, watch carefully and see if there's any chance of that tree block being ejected. The group of Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's experts complied respectfully. Du Dalai frowned. The Snow-Listening Divine Nation's country lord was also here for the tree block in his hand. Lu Yiping's expression remained calm. While everyone was waiting, the lightning volcano suddenly shook violently. Everyone saw flames rising from the lightning volcano's crater as lightning crisscrossed. In the next moment, lava spewed out from the volcano's crater like a flood. Taurus Longjiao suddenly reached out and took out a piece of golden metal from the lava. This piece of metal was the size of a palm, emitting a golden glow and emitting faint lightning flames. Taurus Longjiao laughed, I didn't expect there to be lightning flame golden rock under the lightning volcano. Lightning flame golden rock was one of the most important materials for forging postnatal spiritual treasures. In the distance, the Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's disciples saw the lightning flame golden rock in Taurus Longjiao's hand. Their eyes burned with passion as they said to the leading young man, Senior Brother Zhao, look, it's the lightning flame golden rock. The leading young man, Zhao Tianyu, also had a burning gaze when he saw the lightning flame golden rock in Taurus Longjiao's hand. He said, I didn't expect this big guy to be so lucky to find a piece of lightning flame golden rock. Taurus Longjiao threw the lightning flame golden rock to Du Dalai. Du Dalai was stunned when he caught the lightning flame golden rock. He asked, Lord Shaojin, you're giving it to me? Taurus Longjiao laughed and said, this thing is useless to me and my master. What, you don't want it? Du Dalai looked at Jade-Faced Wolf Lord. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord smiled and said, since Lord Shaojin is giving it to you, just accept it. Only then did Du Dalai dare to accept it. He then bowed and thanked Taurus Longjiao. The thunder volcano shook violently again, and magma gushed out from the crater once again. This time, there was even more magma gushing out, and lightning flashed incessantly. It's the blue flame lightning pearl. A disciple of the Crimson Flame Divine Sect said excitedly when he saw the pearls flickering with blue flames in the lava. The blue flame lightning pearl could be used to refine pills. It could be consumed directly to temper one's body and increase one's divine power. It was comparable to many transcendent-grade divine pills. The Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's Xiao Tianyu was overjoyed. Just as he was about to make a move, Taurus Longjiao's hand reached out and sucked all the blue flame lightning beads into Taurus Longjiao's hand. Xiao Tianyu's hand missed, and he looked at Taurus Longjiao with an ugly expression. Taurus Longjiao ignored the Crimson Flame Divine Sect's Zhongzhong's gaze and threw the blue flame lightning pearls to Du Dalai. Du Dalai was dazed when he caught the blue flame lightning pearls. These blue flame lightning pearls were worth more than the lightning flame golden rock. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord laughed, these things, Lord Shaojin and Lord Lu don't lack them. You can keep them. Du Dalai bowed again at Taurus Longjiao's words, and only then did he accept the blue flame lightning pearls. Zhao Tianyu's face sank, and he walked towards Taurus Longjiao's group. At this time, one of the Crimson Flame Divine Sect's disciples said to Zhao Tianyu, Senior Brother Zhao, that person looks like Du Dalai. Lightning Prince Du Dalai? Zhao Tianyu was shocked hearing that name, and he stopped in his tracks. His gaze fell on Du Dalai, it's really him. It seems to be him. I saw him a few years ago at our Snow-Listening Divine Nations Alchemy Conference. That crimson flame divine sect's disciple said. Zhao Tianyu's face darkened. The lightning prince Du Dalai was famous among the snow-listening divine nation's younger generation. He possessed the lightning star bloodline, and he had already entered the heavenly god realm at such a young age. More importantly, Du Dalai's master was a world lord. Senior brother Zhao, why don't we forget about it? The crimson flame divine sect's disciple persuaded. Zhao Tianyu nodded. Subsequently, the lightning volcano spewed out lava several times. Each time, there were many good things, but the best things were always taken by Taurus Longjiao. Zhao Tianyu's face turned ugly. However, due to Du Dalai's identity, he endured it. All of a sudden, the lightning volcano shook violently again. This time, the shaking was more violent than any of the previous times. Before the lava spewed out, balls of fire and lightning spewed out from the volcano's mouth. The various families' disciples dodged in panic, afraid that they would be hit by the fire and lightning. While everyone was dodging in panic, the lava spewed out, and a tree block appeared in the middle of the lava. This tree block was bright red in color, and it was as tall as a person. It's the tree block that the snow-listening divine nation's master is looking for. Zhao Tianyu was pleasantly surprised. He leaped into the air, and a large net appeared in his hand, covering the tree block. Just as the large net was about to wrap around the tree block suddenly turned and fell into Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao's hands. Zhao Tianyu and Crimson Flame Divine Sect's disciples were dumbfounded. Zhao Tianyu's face was gloomy as he stood stiffly in the air. In a single step, he arrived in front of Lu Yiping's group. He said to Lu Yiping, "This one is the Crimson Flame Divine Sect's Zhao Tianyu. This tree block is extremely important to the snow-listening divine nation's master. Can this one bring it back to him? Of course, we can use other treasures to exchange for it." Just as Jade-Faced Wolf Lord, Du Dalai, and the rest thought that Lu Yiping was going to refuse, Lu Yiping suddenly spoke, "Sure." Zhao Tianyu's heart leaped with joy. It seemed like this blue-robed young man was tactful, knowing that this was something that the snow-listening divine nation's master needed. Zhao Tianyu smiled, "What treasure do you want to exchange for?" Lu Yiping glanced at the delighted Zhao Tianyu and said, "I need a pool of Spring of Life." Currently, the rainbow gourd vine needed 2 bowls of Spring of Life every day, which was why he needed it urgently. To him, the Spring of Life was much more important than the Sun Fusang tree block. TFFF. When Jade-Faced Wolf Lord heard that Lu Yiping wanted a pool of Spring of Life, he nearly spat out the drop of star chaos water he drank yesterday. Every expert of the Hengyuan Plains super forces knew what the Spring of Life was. "What did you say? You want a pool of Spring of Life?" Zhao Tianyu was stunned for a moment before he glared at Lu Yiping. "Are you making fun of me?" Taurus Longjiao looked at the enraged Zhao Tianyu and said, "Making fun of you? Who do you think you are? Why would my master need to make fun of you? If you don't have the Spring of Life, then scram." Zhao Tianyu was even more enraged when he heard this. He glared at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao and said in a low voice, "Good, very good." Then, his gaze landed on Du Dalai and he said, "Thunder Prince Du Dalai, right? We will meet again." Chapter 201. However, before Zhao Tianyu could finish his threatening words, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord grabbed him by the neck. Jade-Faced Wolf Lord snorted, "Meet again? From your tone, it sounds like you want to pick a fight with us next time." Jade-Faced Wolf Lord casually threw Zhao Tianyu to the side of the lightning volcano. A loud explosion resounded. The lightning volcano was formed by the accumulation of lava over the years, and its temperature was unimaginable. Zhao Tianyu felt like he was thrown into a furnace, and his body was scalding hot. He screamed miserably as he scurried around like a rat on fire. The Scarlet Flame Divine Sect and the surrounding forces were dumbfounded. Even Du Dalai jumped in fright. Under the Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's experts' frantic efforts, the flames on Zhao Tianyu's robe were finally extinguished. The handsome and well-dressed Zhao Tianyu's robe was now in tatters, and his body was burned in many places. Even his hair was burnt. Zhao Tianyu looked at jade-faced Wolf Lord with shock and anger. Shame, anger, and killing intent. Seeing the killing intent on Zhao Tianyu's face, jade-faced Wolf Lord sent Zhao Tianyu flying with a slap. Zhao Tianyu screamed miserably as he crashed to the ground. His meridians were shattered, and he was barely alive. Senior brother. The Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's experts were dumbfounded. Du Dailyi's mouth was dry. One had to know that Zhao Tianyu wasn't just the Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's chief disciple, he was also the sect chief's personal disciple. Even Du Dailyi wouldn't dare to do such a thing. But thinking of Jade-Faced Wolf Lord's identity, Du Dailyi's mouth was filled with bitterness. A short while later, the Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's experts carried Zhao Tianyu away. At this time, the lightning volcano stopped erupting. The other forces' disciples left with complicated expressions. Lu Yiping kept the Sun Fusang tree piece into the cauldron of heaven and earth, and the eye of lightning punishment appeared on his forehead. He looked at the space at the bottom of the thunder volcano, but other than lava, there was nothing. Wait for me here. Lu Yiping's figure flickered as he entered the lightning volcano. Du Dailyi was shocked. The temperature inside the lightning volcano was terrifying. His master had said that even a peak late-stage realm lord wouldn't dare to enter. Even a peak late-stage planar lord would not be able to withstand the temperature. After Lu Yiping entered the space at the bottom of the thunder volcano, he took a step and directly sank into the magma at the bottom. Then, he continued to walk down. Half an hour later, just as Du Dailyi was about to speak, a figure walked out of the thunder volcano. It was Lu Yiping. Seeing Lu Yiping come out unscathed, Du Dailyi was shocked. Master, how is it? Taurus Longjiao asked as he approached. Lu Yiping shook his head. I only found a few pieces of Fusang tree. These pieces of Fusang tree were found at the bottom of the thunder volcano. Although there were other things at the bottom of the thunder volcano, they were of no use to him. Therefore, he didn't bother to collect them. Let's go back first. Lu Yiping looked at the sky. It was already noon, and Che Guohua should be back by now. Thus, Lu Yiping and the others retraced their steps. When they returned to the wooden house, Che Guohua had yet to return. After waiting for another 2 hours, there was still no sign of Che Guohua. Du Dailyi couldn't help feeling uneasy. His master had said that he would be back at noon, and now, 2 hours had passed. Jade-faced Wolf Lord frowned. Did your master say where he went? No. Du Dailyi shook his head. Master is missing a material to refine pills. He only said that he went out to look for it. He said he would be back at noon. They waited for another hour. Suddenly, a subtle energy fluctuation came from the south of the thunder volcano. Although it was far away, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao could still sense it. It was obvious that there were planar lords fighting, and one of them was using a lightning-type secret art. Lu Yiping's eye of lightning punishment appeared between his brows. Through his eye of lightning punishment, he saw an old man being chased by 3 people somewhere in the south of the thunder volcano. Jade-faced Wolf Lord and Lu Yiping had described Che Guohua's appearance, and there was no doubt that the old man was Che Guohua. Your master is being chased by others, he is now at the south of the thunder volcano. Lu Yiping said to Du Dailyi. What? Du Dailyi exclaimed in shock. Let's go over there now. Lu Yiping immediately led Jade-faced Wolf Lord and Du Dailyi away through space. Jade-faced Wolf Lord and Du Dailyi felt the scenery in front of them change. When they came to a stop, they were already miles away from the wooden house. Then, the two of them saw Che Guohua being chased in front of them. Che Guohua was fleeing in their direction when he suddenly saw 4 people in front of him. He jumped in fright, but when he saw Du Dailyi and Jade-faced Wolf Lord, he was pleasantly surprised. Master Jun. He increased his speed and ran toward Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Soon, Che Guohua arrived before Lu Yiping and the others. Jade-faced Wolf Lord frowned when he saw the three people chasing after Che Guohua. They were obviously from the divine nation of the Forbidden Lands. How did Che Guohua offend the divine nation of the Forbidden Lands? In the Divine Land, the hell-suppressing divine nation was the strongest of the 10 superpowers, while the divine nation of the Forbidden Lands was ranked third. Although the divine nation of the Forbidden Lands was ranked third, the divine nation of the Forbidden Lands had always been a mysterious force. Usually, the divine nation of the Forbidden Lands was in a state of lockdown, preventing outsiders from entering. Even the hell-suppressing divine nation of the Forbidden Lands was wary of them. The three people were experts from the divine nation of the Forbidden Lands. Like Che Guohua, they were all early-stage plain lords. The three of them were dressed in loose dark purple robes with a specially made cloak that covered most of their faces. This was the standard attire of the Forbidden Lands. Almost all of the experts of the Forbidden Lands were dressed in this manner. The sudden appearance of Lu Yiping and the others surprised the three of them. "Hand over the thing." One of them looked at Che Guohua and said coldly. Che Guohua did not reply. Jade-faced Wolf Lord's curiosity was piqued. What did Che Guohua have that made the three experts of the Forbidden Lands pursue him so relentlessly? Another expert from the Forbidden Lands snorted, "What's the point of talking nonsense with him? Just attack." Then, he added, "Whoever dares to stop us will die." His palm struck out at Che Guohua as soon as the words left his mouth. Amidst the palm force, there was a purple glow. Upon closer inspection, this purple glow was formed from mysterious runes, exuding a sorrowful energy. This was the Forbidden Land's ultimate technique, the purple symbol Heaven's Sorrow Palm. Jade-faced Wolf Lord's palm met the attack head-on. A loud boom resounded. This Forbidden Lands expert was only an early-stage plain lord. How could he be Jade-faced Wolf Lord's opponent? In an instant, the Forbidden Lands expert staggered back. When he finally stopped several li away, blood spurted out from his mouth. The other two experts were shocked. One of them looked at Jade-faced Wolf Lord's icy jade-like palm and exclaimed, "This is the Ice Jade Divine Art, you're from the Jade Fan Gate." Chapter 202. Jade-faced Wolf Lord frowned when he saw the group of experts flying over. One of them had a strong aura that was no weaker than his own. What exactly did Che Guohua have that the Divine Kingdom would send so many experts over? Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were also surprised. When the three of them saw the newcomers, they hurried over to greet them. "Lord Ruler." The three of them greeted the tall middle-aged man leading the group. The middle-aged man was none other than the Divine Kingdom's ruler. He was also the expert whose aura was no weaker than Jade-faced Wolf Lord. "What's going on?" The other party's gaze swept over Lu Yiping's group and asked. "It's the Jade Fan Gate." One of them quickly answered. The Divine Kingdom's ruler Guo Chao exclaimed in surprise, "Jade Fan Gate." His gaze landed on Jade-faced Wolf Lord and he asked, "You are?" Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Jade-faced Wolf Lord did not hide his identity. Jade-faced Wolf Lord. The faces of the experts from the Divine Kingdom tightened. The Divine Kingdom's ruler Guo Chao looked at Jade-faced Wolf Lord with a solemn expression and said, "So your fellow Taoist Jade-faced Wolf Lord." He then cupped his fists and said, "Please don't interfere in this matter. Our Divine Kingdom will be eternally grateful." Jade-faced Wolf Lord was surprised to see the Divine Kingdom's ruler Guo Chao lowering his stance. It seemed like Che Guohua's treasure was more important to the Divine Kingdom than he had expected. Jade-faced Wolf Lord shook his head, "Che Guohua is an old acquaintance of mine. I can't ignore this matter." Guo Chao's face sank. Suddenly, a cold voice came from the horizon, "Since that's the case, kill all 5 of them and retrieve the treasure for me." "Yes, Lord." Guo Chaoqing replied respectfully when he heard Huang Xiaolong's voice. As soon as he finished speaking, Huang Xiaolong sent a palm strike at Jade-faced Wolf Lord. At the same time, he shouted to the other experts of the Divine Kingdom, "Kill Che Guohua and the other 3. Guo Chao also used the purple talisman Heavenly Sorrow Palm. However, the purple talisman Heavenly Sorrow Palm was powered by his peak late-stage Plain Lord strength. The number of purple talisman rays increased to several hundred. The purple talisman Divine Kingdom's purple talisman shone even more brightly. Wherever the palm force passed, there was a faint whimpering sound that shook one's soul. Guo Chao's purple talisman Heaven Sorrow Palm was undoubtedly more than 100 times stronger than that Divine Nation expert's. Jade-faced Wolf Lord did not dare to be careless. He pushed the Ice Jade Divine skill to the limit and went up to meet the attack. At this time, the other experts of the Forbidden Land also attacked Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, Che Guohua, and Du Dalai. Just as Che Guohua and Du Dalai were about to make their move, they saw the experts from the Forbidden Land stop abruptly. Then, without any warning, their bodies shattered one after another. That's right, it shattered like glass. His head, neck, torso, and forelimbs all burst apart inch by inch. Blood floated in the air, but surprisingly, it didn't splash onto the ground. Seeing this miraculous scene, not only Du Dalai, but even Che Guohua was stunned. Guo Chao, who was fighting with Jade-faced Wolf Lord, was also stunned. Ha! In the distant horizon, the voice that had previously ordered Guo Chao to kill Lu Yiping and the other four exclaimed in surprise, "Absolute stillness." Absolute stillness was different from space-time stagnation. "Who are you?" His voice was solemn. Lu Yiping suddenly reached out with one hand, and a giant golden hand appeared. The giant golden hand tore through space, piercing deep into the distant horizon. A furious voice rang out, followed by a deafening explosion. Subsequently, Che Guohua, Du Dalai, and the others saw a black-robed man wearing a ghost mask being pulled out by the giant golden hand. In the blink of an eye, the black-robed man was brought before them. "Lord!" Guo Chao looked at the black-robed man with disbelief. At the same time, he looked at Lu Yiping with fear in his eyes. The black-robed man's strength was unfathomable. Even their Forbidden Land's great ancestor was no match for his palm strike. But now, this black-robed man was pulled out by this blue-robed young man without any resistance. Guo Chao even forgot that he was fighting with Jade-faced Wolf Lord. In his distraction, Jade-faced Wolf Lord's palm landed on his chest. The black-robed man looked at Lu Yiping with the same fear in his eyes. "You're the Saint Devil Master, Lord Lu Yiping." Ignoring his injuries, Guo Chao looked at Lu Yiping with a trembling voice. Lu Yiping did not answer. Instead, he looked at the black-robed man with indifferent eyes. His hand clenched in the air, and the ghost mask on the black-robed man's face shattered, revealing a middle-aged man's face. Similar to Ziyin, who Huang Xiaolong had met in the Tai Hua Buddhist sect, this middle-aged man had a strange purple mark at the corner of his eyes. Purple Extreme Devil Tribe. Lu Yiping's voice was cold. Everyone present could hear the thick killing intent in Lu Yiping's voice. "You're Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping, since you know about our Purple Extreme Devil Tribe, you should know that our Purple Extreme Devil Tribe was the strongest ancient devil tribe." The middle-aged man suppressed the fear in his heart and said solemnly. "The strongest ancient devil tribe?" Lu Yiping snorted, "Wasn't the strongest ancient devil tribe the Eternal Tribe?" The middle-aged man was stunned. "Not only do I know about your Purple Extreme Devil Tribe, but I also know that your Purple Extreme Devil Tribe has submitted to the Inyang Bora race." Lu Yiping said coldly. "Inyang Bora race?" Guo Chao, Jade-faced Wolf Lord, and the others had no impression of the Inyang Bora race. However, Jade-faced Wolf Lord and Che Guohua were shocked when they heard that the middle-aged man in front of them was an expert from the Purple Extreme Devil Tribe. The middle-aged man looked at Lu Yiping in shock, as if he did not expect Lu Yiping to know about the Inyang Bora race. Since the ancient times, the Inyang Bora race's experts had not set foot in this star field, so how did the Saint Devil Master know about them? "That's right, our Purple Extreme Devil Tribe has submitted to the Inyang Bora race and is now working for the Inyang Bora race." The middle-aged man said solemnly, "Lu Yiping, there's no harm in telling you. Many powerful ancient races and sects have submitted to the Inyang Bora race. The Inyang Bora race's strength is not something you can imagine. I know you're not weak, but your strength is no different from an ant to the Inyang Bora race's experts. Not to mention the Inyang Bora race, even our purple extreme devil tribe can easily crush you to death. Is that so? Lu Yiping clenched his fist, and the middle-aged man's body exploded bit by bit. Like a tomato, the middle-aged man's body exploded bit by bit, and blood splattered out from his body. The middle-aged man could clearly feel his body being crushed bit by bit, and the inhuman pain made him scream in agony. Guo Chao's face paled at the sight. Just as Guo Chao was about to flee, Taurus Longjiao grabbed him from the void. Taurus Longjiao squeezed Guo Chao's body, crushing Guo Chao into pieces. When Guo Chao was crushed, the purple extreme devil tribe's expert also exploded, followed by his godhead and soul. Even though jade-faced Wolf Lord and Che Guohua knew Lu Yiping wouldn't do such a thing to them, their faces paled. They didn't know why Lu Yiping hated the purple extreme devil tribe so much, but this method was a little too bloody and cruel. After crushing the purple extreme devil tribe's middle-aged man to death, Lu Yiping's gaze fell on Che Guohua, and he asked, "Why did the divine nation's people want to kill you?" Chapter 203. Upon hearing Lu Yiping's question, Che Guohua snapped out of his daze and hurriedly answered, "I originally wanted to enter the Forbidden Land to look for a pill refinement ingredient, but I found this instead." He stretched out his hand and a black object appeared in his palm. This black object was the size of 2 thumbs and was square in shape. It looked like a black gemstone, but it did not have any luster. Moreover, it had an astonishing devouring power that seemed to devour the surrounding light, causing the surroundings to darken significantly. Lu Yiping stretched out his hand and the black object flew into Lu Yiping's hand. Lu Yiping looked at the black object in bewilderment. Taurus Longjiao also looked at the black object in bewilderment and said, "What kind of demonic creature is this? Its demonic nature is so strong." Both he and Lu Yiping could see that this demonic creature had yet to mature. If it already had such demonic nature before it matured, it would be even more terrifying once it matured. Che Guohua also said, "When I obtained this object, I almost turned demonic. Fortunately, I had a Buddhist treasure on me that allowed me to regain my senses." His face was filled with lingering fear. This object was cultivated by the purple extreme demon tribe. Taurus Longjiao asked solemnly. The Forbidden Land could not cultivate such a demonic creature. In fact, they wanted to kill me not only for this demonic creature. Che Guohua continued, "I discovered that there is a secret prison behind the Forbidden Land's divine capital. There are many Jiutian, netherworld prison, and even divine earth experts imprisoned inside. Moreover, they are all experts at the level of a plain lord." Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and jade-faced Wolf Lord were all surprised. Back then, 2 of my Purple Lightning Palace's ancestors were imprisoned inside. Che Guohua said. Hearing this, Lu Yiping asked, "Is Huang Yuandong imprisoned inside?" Che Guohua was stunned, then nodded, "Yes, Huang Yuandong and another ancestor of my Purple Lightning Palace are imprisoned inside. However, I am too weak to save them." Lu Yiping was overjoyed. He finally found Huang Yuandong's whereabouts. It turned out that Huang Yuandong had been imprisoned in this forbidden land. No wonder there had been no news of his descendants for so many years. "Take us there now," Lu Yiping said. Now, he couldn't wait to find out how Huang Yuandong had obtained the good fortune jade disc. Without further ado, Che Guohua led Lu Yiping and the others to the secret prison located at the back mountain of the divine capital. The Forbidden Lands were adjacent to the snow-listening divine nation. Soon, they entered the Forbidden Lands. The Forbidden Lands were normally sealed off, and there were millions of soldiers stationed at the borders. However, Lu Yiping and the others didn't bother concealing their auras. When they encountered an army, they immediately attacked. When Taurus Longjiao saw that the jade-faced Wolf Lord and Che Guohua were fighting in a refined manner, he immediately took out the Kunpeng and turned it back to half the size of the Kunpeng Divine Sect's mountain gate. The black army in front of them was swept clean in an instant. The sky was clear. Light reappeared. The jade-faced wolf lord and Che Guohua stared at the kunpeng that was as big as many mountains in Taurus Longjiao's hand. Du Dalai was stunned. This was the first time they had seen such a huge fish. After sweeping clean the army of millions, Lu Yiping and the others encountered fewer obstacles. Along the way, whenever they encountered experts from the Forbidden Lands, Taurus Longjiao would wave the little fish in his hand. The jade-faced wolf lord looked at the kunpeng with a trace of pity. However, the kunpeng's vitality wasn't just for show. If it were him, he would have been dead by now. After killing countless experts, Lu Yiping and the others finally arrived at the gods' capital of the gods' kingdom. Since the Forbidden Lands had pledged allegiance to the purple demon race, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao didn't show any mercy to the Forbidden Lands experts. Looking at the divine capital in front of them, the cauldron of heaven and earth appeared in Lu Yiping's hand. With Lu Yiping's power, the Khanate Supreme Treasure Cauldron of heaven and earth emitted layers of light. It expanded continuously until it was bigger than the divine capital in front of them. Then, Lu Yiping swung the cauldron downwards. Boom! The cauldron of heaven and earth covered the divine capital with the force of Mount Tai. It was unknown how many li of the ground began to crack and sink. All the buildings in the divine capital were reduced to dust. As for the guards in the divine capital, they sank into the ground along with the ground. Blood spurted out, but it was drowned out by the rolling sand in the blink of an eye. The divine capital was originally covered with layers of formations, but with the swing of the cauldron, all of them scattered with the wind like paper. Jade-faced wolf lord, Che Guohua, and Du Dalai were speechless. The Forbidden Lands were the divine capital's third strongest super-divine nation. There were countless guards stationed in the divine capital, and there were even more plain lords in the imperial city. But with the swing of the cauldron, all the experts in the divine capital were annihilated. Not a single one managed to escape. They were all dead. Was this the power of the Saint Devil Master, the ancestor of lightning punishment, Lu Yiping? Lu Yiping retrieved the cauldron of heaven and earth. He looked at the flat ground in front of him and said, "Flat ground is more pleasing to the eye." Just now, the walls of the divine capital were hundreds of feet tall. Dark energy swirled around them as they stretched across the ground, blocking off many beautiful sceneries. Lu Yiping's gaze fell on the mountain range in the distance. "That's the divine capital's back mountain?" Che Guohua hurriedly answered, "Yes, that prison is under the back mountain." Just as jade-faced wolf lord, Che Guohua, and the others were about to go over, Lu Yiping spoke, "No need." A bright light burst out from Huang Xiaolong's body as he punched out. In an instant, a giant golden fist imprint broke through space. This giant golden fist imprint was as big as a city. The golden light nearly blinded jade-faced wolf lord, Che Guohua, and the others. Rumble. The giant golden fist imprint slammed into the divine capital's back mountain. The boundless mountain range was split open by the giant golden fist imprint. Mountain peaks crumbled one after another, splashing everywhere. The fist imprint was unstoppable. They pushed forward, smashed forward, and flattened everything in their path. Countless rocks flew into the sky, filling the sky. From afar, it looked like a violent meteor shower. Jade-faced wolf lord, Che Guohua, and the others were dumbfounded. The three of them stared at the blue-robed figure in front of them. Was he still human? No, was he still a god? Did a god have such majestic strength? One fist to topple a mountain, only I, Lu Yiping. As the golden fist imprint continued to flatten the mountain range in front of them, mountain peaks flew up, revealing a giant underground prison. The underground prison was even bigger than the god's capital. There were huge iron cages hanging from the ceiling, and inside the cages were imprisoned experts. These experts were all realm lords, and there were at least 100,000 of them. Just now, the golden fist print flattened the mountain range and killed many of the Forbidden Lands experts guarding the prison. However, there were still some who weren't hit. At this moment, they looked at the flattened mountain range and the empty space above them. They were dumbfounded. You're tuning into the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.